love you forever if you'd meet my gaze. Don't fall in love with the man on stage. I'll be on in a minute, I'm just sharpening my blade. Don't fall for his flattering tune. He'll promise you the world until you drink that perfume. It's a highway, highway to the door. And a neon Medusa's got your heart. monsters in this maze, but I could love you forever if you'd meet my gaze. Don't fall in love with the man on stage. I'll be on in a minute, I'm just sharpening my blade. Don't fall for his flattering tune. He'll promise you the world until you drink that perfume. It's a highway, highway to the door. And I need
Oh, I gotta fix the video now. Hey guys. Hi everybody. Welcome to the dojo. This is a bunch of people doing a bunch of shit. Sorry, I'm fixing a video. Beautiful. We're looking beautiful. Look at all these beautiful people. Make sure the sound's up. All right. Hi chat. Are you still there, guys? Thanks for waiting.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Hello.
Oh man. Oh yeah, Missy's excited. I'm gonna shout out the chat real quick because that's the first thing I do because we don't do these without doing that. That's just how I roll.
Yes.
All right.
yeah.
Let's see. Shout out Lyrazone. Hey buddy. We just had him on Thursday, I think it was, for an interview. That was fun. Ashy Slashy, Mr. Brett. What's up? What's up, Missy? I see you. Hey, there's a guy Kill FM in here. You guys know him?
Ooh.
He's a dick.
I am.
Man. He's a dick.
Yeah, I can't stand that guy.
Oh.
I don't like that guy's voice.
He just uses a lot
He's
of
awesome.
effects. I hear
I
it's
like to
really
slide into
high.
a warm bath, put the headphones on, and listen to Kill FM talk.
Oh,
Mm.
Relax.
Oh,
Replaying
yeah.
myself in the tub.
Ooh.
Oh, God.
We need to do a movie trailers, man.
Yeah.
All right. Haradika, hey, what's up? I know there's going to be some more people popping in later, and that's fine. And hi to you guys that are watching this on replay, because I know there's like 400 of you to do that. Okay, maybe like 5, but whatever.
Yeah.
It's
just-
numbers.
I watch it 400 times because I just love watching anything with my face in it, so I just sit there and watch.
That's what I do. I just like to mute it and watch myself and lick my lips. Yeah.
Ooh, nice.
And I got to play Goodbye Horses. Goodbye Horses.
I'm gonna start taking
that was
screenshots.
coming.
I'm gonna move the screen because I keep looking at the other screen. It's about me. Like I like watching the chat too. So if I have it on my other screen, then the audience just sees this. So I just move.
Dude, it was hard. Yeah, I did the interview with Reanimate Her one time, and I was like an idiot. I was looking down like this.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, yeah, I do other face on there. And I was like, oh, shit.
Well,
People were
well.
like, what's wrong with this guy?
Well, I guess I
I
should.
love Reanimate Her. Was that super fun?
That was awesome. Yeah, she's hilarious.
Aw, she's amazing. I love her so
She
much.
is. She's really cool.
I think everybody here is going to have to introduce themselves because that's another thing I do. Let me get this on real quick.
I
We're-
guess so.
We're going to.
Everybody knows who we are.
Well, we're going to.
The Garbage Pail Queen never has to introduce herself. Are
I'm
you
s-
crazy?
I'm saying she's
Yeah.
starting
The
it.
Garbage Pail Queen is here tonight.
Nobody knows
That
who
is
I am.
amazing. This is the
I'm
biggest
super
score
excited to
ever.
be here, though.
Awesome. This is fun.
Remember Garbage Pail Kids?
Oh, we're gonna
That's
get on
what
I
that.
love them. Yeah, they were awesome.
Was gonna be
Yeah,
a
they're the
so cool.
best.
It's almost as cool as Mad
They
Balls.
were awesome.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I remember.
Mad
those.
Balls Mad Balls is teaming up with Garbage Pail Kids artists, and they're gonna have
that's
a mashup of Mad Balls and Garbage
Oh
Pail
no,
Kids.
don't say this.
I'm
Oh,
so
Oh,
excited
yeah.
for it
Oh,
to come
Take my
out.
money.
I'm coming home,
Exactly.
Elizabeth. Shit.
Oh, dude, I'm buying those definitely.
Yeah, I'm getting those. I'm gonna do a whole review on them. It's gonna be great.
Well, let's get to
I'll
these
buy them after you do
introductions.
the review. Yeah, there we go.
Hell yeah.
All right,
Check
let
the
me
quality.
see. All right, let's start with you. This is Garbage Pail Queen. You want to give a quick little introduction, tell people what you're about and what's going on with you?
Hi. Yeah, I'm the Garbage Pail Queen, and basically I talk about and review Garbage Pail Kids forever because they are still around and they're still coming out with stuff, and I can't get enough of it.
I love it.
That's about it.
Right on.
No, I think you're missing something very
She
important.
is.
Not
She
Oh,
is.
yeah.
only the Garbage Pail Queen.
Oh yes,
we
I am
not the
also.
daughter of the ghoul. Are
I'm
we
also
not?
the daughter of the ghoul, and I host
love
the
that.
Daughter of the Ghoul show. And if you're not familiar with it, it's a horror show host, which is basically like Elvira, the Son of Ghoul, the Ghoul, Ghoulardi, yeah, all those great guys, riff tracks.
Hell yeah.
That's what I do now.
But you guys have
That's awesome.
the greatest concept though, because it's half of a bad movie.
I
Like,
know
I
it's only
love that.
half of it.
It's half of it.
It's just
brilliant
enough for
concept.
you to be able to sit through.
I love it. I love
Thanks.
the concept. You are fantastic on that.
Thank you so much. I love
Aw.
doing it. It's really fun. I can't wait for it to actually really kick off and get some momentum. It's going to be great.
Well-
think you do. I think you have a fantastic concept, and even just the
Oh,
book on it is fantastic. Half of a movie.
Thank you so
It's
much. Half a
hilarious.
movie.
Oh,
We only half torture you.
But as you grow, you'll be able to afford
Yes.
the other half of the movie. Right?
That's what we're hoping for, and I'll be really excited for that, to do more quips on the full movie.
that's
That's the
beautiful.
goal.
I was just the other day watching one of the episodes when I came home from work. I'm like, it's a great idea. Like Craig was saying,
Yeah.
beautiful.
Awesome.
Love it.
Thank you so much.
Oh, well, let me say welcome to your first time dojo experience. Hopefully it won't be your
Yes.
last.
I'm a virgin. Be gentle.
That's what they all say here.
We have a dojo virgin in a room with
I
many
used to
people.
be.
This isn't bad.
Don't worry, I took care of all these guys already, so we're good.
Yeah,
Okay,
we're all
good.
sluggish. Yeah, we're sluggish and weak.
You're broken in.
Yeah.
Speaking of broken in, that's a great segue. Hey Mac, you want to give a shout out?
Hey, I'm Mac from Kill FM, and I pretty much just track to anybody who's doing any role playing anything on Twitter, and
Yes.
that's pretty much my shtick.
It's a great game of chess.
It's much
Yes.
needed, much needed.
Yes.
Exactly.
I pick some pretty horrible songs sometimes.
Yeah, but they're always
Yeah.
they're always right on point to what you're talking about. So,
Exactly. Yeah.
awesome.
I've always been a
knows their
musician,
shit.
so I mean, I've got a million and one songs in my head all the time.
What's better than the voices I have, sir?
But
'Cause then
his
you
voice
got,
is
then
dance.
You got Tiny Tim up here somewhere.
Oh,
Oh, Tiny Tim! Oh my
Oh,
When
god!
does his doc come out? There's a documentary on him, and I've been
Are
like
you kidding
waiting.
me?
No, it is, and I've been waiting
Wow.
for it to come out. Like, I've seen
Aw.
the trailer. It looks awesome, man. Because this guy just wrote one song.
Yes.
And he wrote it forever.
Yeah.
let me tell you, I know a little history on Tiny Tim, and he's much more than
Oh,
just a
yeah.
one-song man.
Yeah.
He is.
He did do a lot more.
But well, let's get these introductions done so we can really kick this thing off. You guys are full of energy, and you guys are feeding me right now, man. I'm running dry, and you guys are just giving it. I love it.
He's getting attacked by a dog.
I am.
All right, well, let's shoot it.
Dog's-
Yellow Rod's dog.
She's jealous.
Oh, you want to introduce your dog while we're
There
here?
she is.
There you
This
go.
is Valentine, and she's super jealous.
Aw.
She does not like me talking to anybody that's not her.
Oh, that's adorable. Aw. Oh my good. That's the first time we had a dog on the show too. This is awesome.
Oh well.
Oh, that's not what you told me.
Oh. Well, there we go. Great segue. Hey, Mike, you want to give an introduction?
Well, that's
Yes.
simple. I'm on Twitter. I play Leatherface. I do a lot of Leatherface cosplay on Twitter at Scrappa82.
Yes.
And
that's
you're
my introduction.
Yes.
you are.
Hey,
I'm
can't
easy.
go. You're not just a Leatherface cosplayer. You're probably hands down the goddamn best Leatherface cosplayer.
Here, here,
Ooh,
here,
that's
here.
a high compliment.
you.
It is, and it's true.
Oh,
I don't throw
thank
that
you.
lightly, but you're amazing.
Thanks, brother.
Oh,
Well,
That's
let me rephrase that
hardcore.
then. I'm the best damn Leatherface cosplayer on Twitter.
There we go.
Yes.
yay!
Own it.
And now you got to give your plug for those photos you're selling.
Oh, I'm selling 8x10s on my Twitter page under Scrappa82, and they're $10 a piece.
And they're well worth it. You guys got to check that out. And I'm
Thank you.
telling you, like I'm about to go pick them all. You know what I mean? I'm gonna cover myself in them, and that's what I'm gonna wear.
Yes.
Yeah, there we go. That's
I
what I'm
want
talking
to
about.
see that.
Make a nice blanket for you.
I don't think anybody would really want to see that.
Craig, you'd be surprised. And speaking of things like that, Craig, how we doing, buddy? How about your introduction?
We're doing
Oh,
good. Hey, Greg, like
yes.
Stabby Time TV.
There he is.
I got to say though, I'm really stoked because I still have my skateboard, that garbage pail.
That's my
Oh,
skateboard.
Oh, look at that!
Oh, my
my
background's losing it, isn't
Oh
it?
my gosh.
There we go. It's awesome. I love it. I still
That is so cool.
had to bring it out. Yeah, she.
I was so excited
I
to make that
know.
for you.
Mailed it
Wow,
to
that is
me. It was awesome. And I got to say, for the record, Garbage Pail Queen is hands down in my top 5 favorite people I've met on Twitter.
Aw.
Unbelievable. You're in my
Nice.
top 5. And in case anyone's curious, the other 4 are not in this show right now.
Well, it's been
Yeah,
nice knowing you, Craig. I mean, let me tell you.
Yeah,
You're in
dude.
my top 6,000. of
Oh,
course.
come on now.
No.
As long as I play
That's
somewhere,
hard.
I don't care.
No, I'm kidding. I love you all. But
All
I love
right.
Garbage Pail Queen more.
Hell yeah.
I
It's
mean,
okay, it's all good.
I love
It's the
myself.
garbage pails. That's good. We love you too.
We don't talk about the kind of love though. I mean, anyways, so this is our panel tonight,
Love.
and this should be a lot of fun because
Oh yeah.
it's Saturday night and we're in a dojo.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, boy.
Feeling all right.
And we're doing all right.
Giggity giggity.
All right, and that's the show, guys. Have a great one.
You too. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, right.
$5 for the
Oh.
Fun.
folks.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you have to pay $1 on the Patreon to see the rest of the show, guys. That was it.
$10, $10.
Page.
Oh yeah, I need $1 for everybody here times 2, so $10, and you get the privilege of watching us,
Oh, okay.
right?
Robbed.
Take my money.
Hell
Let me
yeah.
get a checkbook.
Shit. So I mean, honestly, I've been watching all you guys. Everyone's up to a lot of shit today, and I really want to jump on something before we get too far in. Craig, I want to talk a little bit about this movie you got going on. Let's get on that a
Yes.
minute.
Stevie makes a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're cooking along. Like the script is coming really, really tight, and it's and I've talked to some people about it, got some great feedback on it. The biggest feedback I got was from a producer I know who said, Craig, this is so violent and brutal, it's going to cost you $3 million just for special effects. It's like,
Oh
what?
my god.
That's insane.
You know, we're going to squirt ketchup bottles. What are you talking about?
Yes.
Has he never
I know how to
seen
make
Troma?
blood.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
make my own
Hold on.
blood.
I'm just gonna flash this at the camera real quick. You see this?
Yeah.
Oh,
That'll learn you.
Yeah.
Trying to get their attention.
That'll learn you.
Yes.
But no, it's exciting finally, you know, trying to make stuff. And like I said, I got a team of crackpot writers, which is one guy in Ontario, in case he knows what I'm talking about. I get messages all the time. Whenever I make a video, he goes, "Oh, I got a whole team now, do I?" I'm like, no, but it's a
That's
concept that's been kicking around in my head for a while, and I think it's coming together, and I really think you guys would really love it when it comes out. But right now, it's just hype, trying to build a hype because that's all I got at this
Yeah.
point, right? But it's
Yeah.
you're learning a lot. Like I learned a lot going through this. And,
Well-
there's a handful of people that have read it. And one person who has read it, I'm going to quote, has said this is raw and brutal with a compelling story. But unfortunately,
Ooh.
that was Mike here who said that
Oh,
because because Mike, I'm committed to Mike. Mike and I go way back, and I love his cosplay so
Yep.
much that Mike, when we go to Cameron with us, Mike is going to be my slasher in this film.
there it is.
Yes.
There's your spoiler,
That's
guys.
I also have.
awesome.
Yeah.
I'm going to break some news here that we've been kicking around for a while. And
Oh,
it's,
oh, hold on. Let me zoom in on you so we can do this proper. And go.
we finally landed on a title.
Oh,
Oh,
Title of the
Ooh.
movie, and it's perfect because I'm going with the whole snakes on a plane theory. You know what? Call it for what it is. The name of the Stabby Time TV makes a movie is Massacre.
There it is.
dun,
Ooh.
dun, dun.
I
Call it
like
Massacre because
that.
that's what it is. You're gonna know
It
when you
is.
watch the movie. It's a massacre
You guys
from
catch
the
that?
opening scene.
I like
Yeah.
that.
And you know what? I got it, and I did some
True.
research. There's only been like about 3 movies that have actually been called Massacre, and like
I'm
one
gonna
was
watch
back in
all of them.
one was back in the 80s, and one was like back in the 50s. Everybody attaches something onto Massacre, but no one's
Yeah.
got one with Massacre.
Ooh,
It's
I
a,
like that. I
Is it
like
good?
it.
Single word
Yes.
fits on a shirt, fits on a poster, banner. So yeah, so Stabby Time TV.
If you get a
Fun.
shirt, then I will start Massacre Mondays and I will wear that shirt every freaking Monday
That's the deal.
for you. Yeah,
a
you
deal.
get
Yep.
that made.
I mean, I'm in.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, it's fun to actually have a script and seeing it develop. And of course, you were
Well-
still rewriting every time someone reads. And like I said, there's been select few people that I've put it out because you got to get to the point where you got to get it outside of your creative circle to get feedback because
Yes.
Yeah.
it's been pointed out to me because I've been kicking this story around in my head for a few years now. And now it's on paper. I know this inside and out. So if something's not making sense on paper, it's making sense to me because I know. But when someone else
Yeah.
is reading it, I'm getting a lot of questions back, like, "Well, this is a bit confusing." Like, where it goes, you know, the story inside out. So we're slowly stepping out of our little protective creative circle to get some feedback, and I'm getting some amazing feedback. I mean, I still think the best feedback in the video I made, I wasn't lying. I did have a producer tell me I can't make this. It is way too gory and violent, and I make romantic comedy, so I can't do it.
And I
That's
can't
a,
do this.
that's a
I
true
really love
comment,
that.
but that's also kind of what I'm doing. I don't know. I just think horror is kind of lost its way a little
Yeah.
bit.
Oh,
I
yeah.
agree.
Yep.
I agree
I
with
do.
that.
It has.
I do so. I think it's lost its way a bit, and I think we need to get back to the roots of what made everybody fall in love. And it's,
Yes.
it's an iconic character. It's creative kills. It's
Yo, you know
Yes.
what?
Yeah.
It's funny you're
And that's-
saying this right now because this was on my list as I was going to get into this. So you guys are like, I love the wavelength here. I want
Way
to
ahead.
I want to shoot over to Mac and let's start with him with this one. Like, what was it for you? Like I said, what do you think where we're at in horror right now? Where do you think we need to go? What do you miss about the old days? I should say. That's what I feel like asking. Do you need a minute?
what?
Oh no. Does not pay attention in class.
No, does
Get the
not.
ruler out. Get the
Not
ruler.
lost easy. What's up?
I was okay. So we were talking like horror, like Craig was saying. It's not what it used to be. It needs a. I think it needs a jump start. I guess you know what I mean.
Yeah, absolutely. It seems to be rolling over the same old thing over and over again. And I said that last time. That's a thing I've been seeing since probably the '90s.
Right.
I'm one of the rare ones who doesn't like Scream, because it came.
Oh, you're not rare there. I'm in the camp too. I'm not a big fan
came
of
out
Scream.
way too
neither.
late, and it was a thing that was kind of. It was nice to be nostalgic and make a movie about a slasher. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But it just seemed like that was it was just too much. I didn't like it, and didn't really feel original. It didn't seem original. I thought the mask was kind of weak. but over the years, I've kind of grown to appreciate it because people have said, well, that didn't now kind of jumpstart the genre, and yeah, I guess
Yeah.
it kind of did. So
Yeah.
I mean, you got to kind of give it props for what it is, but yeah, I mean, here we are in 2021, and seems like everybody's reaching over the top.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, they're going back, right? Like it's granted, I'm a Halloween fan, but you know what? Do we really? I hate to say this, but do we really need to rehash the old franchises? Right? Like I
No.
know they're nostalgic. People are dying for Friday 13th, but are we
No.
dying Friday 13th because we missed Friday 13th, or are we dying because we know it's in this legal lockout and we may never have another movie on it?
Right. That's a
Right?
good point.
But
You
it
know,
is.
the
It's like
psychology of not having the option
Yeah.
is,
Yeah.
it kind of drives you
But it
nuts.
is.
Going,
It's
okay, I do want
it's
one.
like, but what they're doing is like even with Halloween, they continued the story 40 years later. They're doing that with The Exorcist.
Yeah.
Like Blumhouse started this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can make a money by doing a direct sequel with the original actors 40 years later, right? So now they're trying stuff, but it's just we need to get out of the big franchises, right? Like the franchises got us here. Let's not keep
Yeah.
milking that cow. Let's try
Yeah.
and do something, even if you're not being quite original enough to branch away. But there's a reason why there's 3,000 movies about kids camping in the woods.
Right.
Yeah.
Completely reason,
Sure.
because it's a formula that works, right? Like you could easily have taken something and you could make a movie now today that's not called Friday the 13th, but we would all know it's Friday the 13th type of a thing.
Yeah, and I feel like
Yeah,
that's a lot of
Iconic
those.
killer in the woods,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
agree
that's
with
what
that.
it is. You capitalize, right? And but I
Sure.
also think we live in a different world here, and for better or for worse, we do, and for the most part, it is. But I find horror's trying to play it safe.
Yeah.
I think people are
Yeah.
afraid to push the envelope again because
Yeah.
of
Well,
backlash.
They're holding
from
back.
Let me comment on
fans,
that real
right?
quick.
So,
Like, what is pushing the envelope these days, though? Like, I feel like we've gone so far. How far can we really go past this point, you know?
well, no, you won't see like movies that were epic in the 80s, right? The
Right.
concepts and stuff. Like people are afraid to do it now because we do live in this different world, and it's this um, like it's almost people are afraid. Like what I get criticism here from my script. This is the most common criticism I get is because there's you know in slasher flicks it's always a female that's being chased, right?
Mm-hmm.
And because of the final girls and stuff, and people are like, "Oh, Craig, you're being a little bit too violent towards the female species in this thing." And I'm like, "Oh no, I'm not. I'm there's a
No, tear them
formula
apart.
that I'm trying to
Yeah.
follow." Yeah, and but the original to it, like I'm trying to bring an original twist to it, but people are afraid, and
That was
like
awesome.
they just want to hash remake. Like we got let's look what we got coming out right now. We got Candyman coming out. We got Halloween coming out. We got Scream coming out. They announced The Exorcist.
Let's not
right?
talk
What
about
else is in
Chucky,
there?
all right? Let's not go there.
No.
Yeah, that
Texas
was
Chainsaw.
a reboot. But no, I'm not. Like,
Unnecessary.
I'm talking just about the fact that we had a reboot and now a series.
Yeah.
That's
How
just
about
like-
that?
A series.
Oh no.
And yet we still can't get a Stabby
Yeah.
Time TV show on local
No,
cable. And
Yeah,
that's
what the
I know, right?
heck?
What the hell's up with that shit?
that's what we need. Actually, I want to hear from Mike for a minute. Mike, any thoughts on this?
I think they got to go back to the more practical side of things instead of all the CGI
Yes.
bullshit. I like it in like Quentin Tarantino movies. It's cool. All the blood spurting everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Horror movies with the practical instead of this over the top like blood blowing everywhere and these big ass wounds. It's like I just see no need for it. Like I'd rather see like the practical where you see it happening, but your mind finishes the rest of the scene for you.
Yeah, I can
Like, when
dig
you see
that.
someone getting hung up on a meat hook, you don't see the full thing, but your mind's like, oh shit, I saw this hook go right through the body. Like
But
in
that's
your
the,
mind.
that's the
it's fitting
prime
for
point
you.
about the meat hook. Like the meat hook is
Yeah.
a classic, epic
Mhm.
moment in horror history, right?
Right.
And like
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's so many documentaries on Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but there's barely
Yeah.
any blood in that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I
There-
mean,
there's like almost no blood
You
in
think
that.
you see a bloodbath and
And
you
we
really
don't
don't.
care. You're right because it seemed so graphic and brutal. right?
Yeah.
But there
Yeah.
wasn't gallons of blood squirting out, or there really wasn't much
No.
of anything.
That was a
Right.
bit
The
of
very
realism,
thought of
man.
it.
It's
Well,
like
that's
the
the
Yeah.
thing.
actual action that's like making your mind focus. Like, oh shit, I just saw a bloodbath, but you really didn't see much of anything, really.
Well, no, that's
No,
why
yeah.
what Tom Savini said, right? What makes him so epic, right? Because Tom Savini was he was like a military doctor, wasn't he? Like in
He was in,
Vietnam,
yeah,
yeah,
he was
yeah.
in Nam, yep.
Right?
Combat
So
photographer.
he would see stuff in
Yep.
movies, and he's like, no, I've actually seen, unfortunately,
Yeah.
seen someone get their head blown off. Right? I've
Yeah.
seen legs chopped off. That's not what it's like, right? Because they do go over the thing, and I do hope you raise a point about practical effects versus CGI, right? It's like
Yeah.
I think we need to get away. We need to get back to what makes it art, right?
Yeah.
You know, I'm
Yeah,
not saying
exactly.
digital
Yeah, I
digital
agree.
stuff is art and everything. I'm not knocking that because that's a skill set I
No.
don't have. And you know, movie, if you have the budget, it looks fantastic. If you have the
Yeah,
budget,
yeah.
you get the Avengers.
Right.
You don't have the
Yeah,
budget, you get Sharknado. Right?
Yeah,
That's
and
what
not,
I mean, right?
and both are
Oh,
valid in their own places, you
Sharknado.
know?
Absolutely.
Exactly. Right?
Well,
Oh
let
my gosh.
let's give Queen a chance here. Welcome, Queen. Like I said, first time here.
Hi.
Want to throw some thoughts in?
Yeah, what I'd like to say is with the movies these days, it always seems like they want to get real dramatic and real psychological. And I don't care about the characters. I just want to see them die. Is that a
Thank
horrible
you.
thing to say?
No,
I don't want to
no,
connect.
You know,
At all.
it's like no, that's not right because like I like
I
if
pay
I
for
had
death.
my way, if I had if someone would show up at my house, give me a dump truck full of money to make my movie,
Yes.
I would probably think about dumping the story, right? Because that's
Yeah.
what we want. It's a horror movie. You gotta have a little thing. Here's a horror movie. This is the concept. You know, this guy's just gonna randomly stab people for 2 hours, and we would love it, right?
And can I say something too about the women? If I got a chance to be in your movie, I would want you to tear me apart. I want the most brutal death, and I would not be upset about not surviving.
I'll be calling you then for sure.
I will love that.
Some epic stuff in this, right?
Be careful what you ask for.
Like, but
Yes.
for the record, I will say in the script, what I do that whatever I have done to a female character in this story, also the exact same things happen to male characters in the story.
True.
Equal brutality. I just want equal
brutality,
brutality, okay?
Everyone dies equally.
I
the name
just
of the
want to
movie.
die like everybody else. Don't treat me any better.
I'm no more special than the next person.
But it's like, you know, I'm reading the comments here and people are agreeing. Like, that
Yep.
was the beautiful thing about the 70s and 80s, right? Like, I actually don't think horror really has been pushed to its limits more than it did in like the late 70s.
I'll give you that.
They were,
Oh yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
I would agree, but
course.
a lot of it was the cinematography and the grittiness of it. Like,
Yes.
think about, you know, of course, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You know, it was such a gritty film. It was such a raw looking film that's half the
Exactly.
sell of the movie
Yeah.
right there. It was
Yeah.
crystal clear, and you know. And
Well, what
I got-
about Street Trash though? That's one of my absolute favorites.
I don't think I've
And
seen that one.
I think the
Never seen
what?
it. Yeah, I never seen it.
Wait,
It's
what?
so brutal, and the
Oh,
effects are
I've seen
amazing.
a Street Trash, but it's
Oh,
probably not the one you're
Come
talking about.
on.
Street
The
trash
original
is
Cell
beautiful.
phone.
Trash. It's yeah. What is the drink they drink? It's like snake juice. Or
Oh yes,
something.
like it's
And-
like Mad Dog. I thought, but that's what I thought.
And it's just like
my God.
melts their insides. But my
It's colorful.
favorite thing,
Oh,
is that it's colorful. So it's not really realistic, but it's so creative, and the deaths are so amazingly brutal. I love that movie.
It's great.
I love it.
See,
So,
we're getting
I'll
along
check it
just
out.
fine here, guys.
Hell yeah.
Which is good.
I want more of that, though. I want more of the creativity in the effects.
Yeah,
Totally.
I think we're all in agreement on that.
100% on that one. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
No doubt. Well, let's talk
What's
about
the
that a
Wild House
minute.
on the left?
Yeah.
Yeah.
talking about, can I interrupt here? There's
Sure.
a big
Yes.
conversation going on with the Stepford Wives in the
I've been
YouTube chat.
reading that.
Ooh,
And I love the
what?
Stepford Wives. The Stepford Wives is one of my favorite movies. It
That's
really
a
is.
terrifying movie.
Yes, like with you being replaced. right?
Yes.
Like it's not graphic. It's not anything. Like this is
No.
one of the few. Like I'm not a big psychological horror fan myself either, right? But
Yeah.
that, like just the timing it was, the way what was going on in the world, and
Yes.
it was amazing. The remake, not so much. Nicole Kidman, not so much, but the original, yeah. So, you guys talking about Stepford Wives, I'm a big fan of that movie too. That scared the hell out of me as a kid. It really did. It
Yeah.
scared the
It
hell out
scared
of me.
the hell out of me, man.
Everyone, so there's no hell in this room right now, is what I'm hearing. All the hell got scared away.
I just got scared away.
Oh,
Adios.
that's what we call a dad joke, guys.
It was a good one. I enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Bad joke.
I like to say Uncle
Well, I'm not a
Ninja,
dad.
but not that you're aware of.
But that's the thing. We're talking about remakes too. Like that's a good segue too, which I think is
Yes.
what's wrong with horror is the remakes, and it's just
Over the top.
we talked about this
Yeah.
last time we were on the show, but it's the money grab. It's like they're afraid. Like what the independent filmmakers are doing right now are unbelievable, and they're not necessarily getting the attention they deserve at all,
Yeah.
right? Because no one talks
True.
about it, right? And then all of a sudden we just want to talk about a remake and a remake. It's like enough. Those movies had their chance. The only time I support a remake is if the original one was a good idea, but it was just like there was no budget for it at the time, and it just
Yeah, I agree with that.
sucked, and it deserves the attention, right?
Right.
But those aren't the
I can see
remakes we
that.
get. We don't, right?
No.
And it's just like it's all trending on names.
You know,
And-
it's funny. I
Crazy.
thought that
Really is.
COVID was going to shut down the big companies when it comes down to entertainment, both music and movies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I hoped.
Right. I know
Nope.
we
Being an amateur musician myself, I thought it was
Yes.
very advantageous.
This is
I feel
interesting.
that.
I had this exact conversation at the start of the pandemic on the Truth About Beer, their podcast. So you guys are fantastic. You guys are watching Truth About Beer. Love you guys. And that was the talk was, people are going to realize Hollywood is dead, and they're going to go to the content creators, like on the YouTubes and stuff,
Yeah.
to find the next things. And
Yeah.
that's not what happened, because
No.
Hollywood's not dead. Cinema might be dead. Theaters. So what do they do? What happened in the pandemic? We had Disney, HBO Max, right? We have all these people now that are taking their big blockbuster movies and realizing we no longer have to spend millions of dollars promoting it, putting it in the theater,
We could stream
because
it.
we have we stream it. Now, the only hope I think is that we're moving streaming. I think theaters are going to become a nostalgic thing, right? Like
Yeah.
I
Oh, yeah.
remember
growing up,
Yeah.
Right.
every city has that one little art theater that plays movies like from the 70s or something you wouldn't
I got
see
one.
in theaters nowadays, right? And those are great
Yeah.
experiences, but cinema's become a nostalgic, but it's this streaming services, like we got to get out of the big ones are going, right? Because I just read someone bought Tubi for like $450
geez.
million.
Oh.
wow.
Who is it? I
I'm
want to
gonna
almost
suck
say.
up and pay for that now. Watch.
No, Amazon bought
Let's hope not.
Paramount.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
Prime is streaming Paramount movies. But another big studio, I got to look it up here. Someone Google it for me. But someone just bought Tubi for $450 million, and it's a
Damn.
studio
That's crazy.
because they want to get into the streaming market, and rather than build their own thing, they're just buying these things, right? And it's interesting. Tubi, like I'm a fan of Tubi mainly because
Yeah.
they have
Yeah, I
obscure
love
stuff on
Tubi.
it, and it's free. It's like how are
Yeah.
you worth $450 million, right?
It's not gonna be free anymore.
No, that's the
hell no.
problem, right?
Damn it.
And
That
$4.50 a
kills me. That hurts my heart.
and like
Aw.
I stumbled across it because I noticed this. I was watching Tubi going through the catalog, and I saw this little banner that said a Tubi original. And I'm like, what? I've never heard of a Tubi original. Living down the rabbit hole of now they're going to create original content because some money bought them. I'm gonna have to Google that.
Stupid
and
Tubi.
find that.
Damn you, Tubi.
Unless it was.
Get all this damn money.
Sell out.
Well, I noticed Shout Factory. A lot of Shout Factory on there. And
Fox,
Yeah.
Fox,
Oh,
poor
yeah.
Fox bought
Yeah.
Tubi.
Fox. Well, that
Hmm.
might be okay.
Oh,
But
I don't know,
it
sometimes
is.
the money
It's like,
hungry bastards over
you
there.
think
They are.
you were hoping coming out of the
Like they ain't rich
pandemic,
enough.
coming out of the pandemic, you were hoping that, and some people did. You know, some people were able to capitalize on it and get their things. Obviously, the creative team around Host, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did
that
something
kicked ass.
that, you know, I like their movie. And let's be honest, it's not an original gag. You know, there's the Unfriended and stuff like that where they've done the web chat horror
Right.
movie thing, right? But they just hit it right with the timing, using Zoom and all this stuff, and then, you know, they get a 3 picture deal with Blumhouse, right? Like, it's great. So some people have capitalized on it, but you know, it becomes, especially when you're a content creator and you're trying to move to the next level, is like, where do you go?
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh
It's hard
yeah.
to sell a
Which is
new
my
idea.
magical thing that I'm in, right? But it's the thing too. You could have the thing I'm really learning right now, and like I've been in film my whole life, but I've been editor for so long, is that you could think you have the greatest idea in the world, right? It might not be, but you think it is. But it's so hard to get somebody in a position to actually help you make it want to listen to.
Yeah.
to your
Well, that's the
content,
thing.
right?
Like, there's an oversaturation in the market right now of like
Yeah.
everybody and their mom has a phone and making movies. You know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you got to
Exactly.
sift through everything, and it's like, really. So this
Some
is
of
why
them
we
aren't
do this
that
stuff,
Good.
right? And I'm not
I
hating;
mean,
they
you can
just
watch
need
the
to
Walmart
work.
make a movie. It's
Yeah.
like taping
Yeah.
yourself. Like, oh look, I'm at the bikes now, and then I'm over here. It's like what?
Yeah, just
There
do
was a
it.
movie
Right.
made. There was a movie made that was all from the perspective of a rear backup camera on a car. Like, people are doing it all.
Well,
right?
I love the ideas, like, but
That's
just
awesome.
make sure you're doing it right. You know.
Right. Depends on what the movie was about. Like, is it from the point of view from somebody who got abducted and is shoved in the trunk of a car?
I'd watch that.
If that's what's happening.
Oh,
I
that's
would-
cool.
Makes sense.
Hell, I watched that in real life last weekend. I mean,
But I mean,
Oh
if
my
it's like
gosh.
from the
What?
perspective of the back bumper, I don't think I want to see it.
ooh, that would.
But Rubber was good, so I can't really say that.
Oh, have you guys all seen Rubber?
Oh, the killer
No.
tire. Yeah,
Yeah.
I started laughing when I saw that.
Fucking
Oh.
great.
But
Queen.
that's
I was like,
what
you gotta
makes
be
me
shitting
cry,
me.
though. That was makes me. This is what makes me cry, and I think this is my catchphrase. Like, I'll watch a movie and I'll see how bad it is, right? But
Mhm.
I have respect because it got made, right? It's just,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Here am I going, I can make a film that bad too. Give me money, I can make a film that bad.
How do you
You
think
want-
I feel about some
you
of
want
the
it-
music coming
You want
out
to know what the
today?
next Sharknado is? The next Sharknado is Slash-nado. It's going to be throwing slashers at you through.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. You got Craig coming out of the water with a
Chainsaw
shotgun
NATO.
and 90.
Just,
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's happening.
Come around there, go, whoa.
Guys, I
Michael
gotta say
Myers with a
something.
shotgun.
Yeah.
I gotta say this real quick. I don't know if you guys caught the title of the show tonight, but I came up with that before we started. It's
Saturday Night Slashing, the
yeah.
return of the Pantless. Awesome.
yeah, Saturday Night Slashing 4, sir.
Four.
So-
Nice.
Nobody knows where the other
Beautiful.
3 are. They got
I just want
lost.
to reiterate because I kind of didn't say this when we talked about the movie. Like, I stand by what I said in my video. People, like, is that when I can actually start getting this made, I am 100% reaching out to everybody I can in the horror community who wants to be involved in it. Because I want it to
Yes.
be a community thing, right? Because
Absolutely.
That's
there's
what
so
this
much
is about, man.
talent. There's so much talent here, especially like just in like I have a YouTube I don't really use. I live on Twitter. I always joke I chose the worst possible medium to be a content creator because you have 3 seconds to grab someone's attention and they're swiping past. It's like the worst place ever. But there's so much creative talent here, and it's almost like if we could, you couldn't stop us if we all really committed to come together and make something bigger.
Yes.
We're like million people
No,
strong here.
no.
It's like you couldn't stop us.
Yes.
Let me tell you
Right, so
something.
Of
That's
course.
that is the intent of the dojo. That's why we're doing these things, is to get these people talking, get the talent flowing. Everybody gets to showcase a little something. You know, we work together, and that's what it's about.
Oh
Right.
yes.
Hells
Team effort.
yeah.
Everyone's
Yeah.
coming together.
Like, it's like I can't get these 3 off the show anymore. They're gonna be here all the time. I love it. Like,
Oh yeah, I'm willing to do
Talk
this.
me now.
I don't have anything better to
Every
do in
Saturday
my
night.
life.
I might just move into the actual dojo now.
yeah,
That's right. Yeah.
I got a chair
Do it.
right there, man.
I got to step away. I'll be right back.
Oh yeah, do your thing.
stare
I
at the
told you,
back of
just
these
fill
messages.
up the bottle off camera.
Walk
Nobody will
slow.
know.
Not that. Come on, man.
Walk
Oh,
away
you heard me doing the
slowly.
refill? I
Totally
heard the
that.
refill. Listen for the
So,
refill.
what movie are you excited for, Garbage? Garbage Pail Queen, what's coming down the
Yeah,
pipe that
get
got
it.
you excited?
Dude, I don't even know what's coming out. I'm so embarrassed. I don't know what's happening right now.
You're supposed to say massacre.
Oh, massacre! Obviously,
Massacre.
but I'm gonna be in that movie though.
You're right.
Watch me
So
die
that's
in
why you'd be
massacre.
excited. Yeah.
Just write in a scene for a DJ. I got you.
Yeah.
I'll,
Oh,
just,
yeah.
I'll send you 10 minutes of this show and you can use it.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Excellent. There you
That's
go.
your background.
Love
Just have it
that.
in the background.
Yes.
My writer came up with this clever little idea because he knows that I want to try and include people in this, right? Like,
Sure.
In my story, I'm not giving away my story idea.
Right. Don't. Yeah.
Really
No.
Don't
you would
do
have to
it.
message me and maybe I trust some of you guys.
I'm
but-
hoping you're saving that for a dojo exclusive, is what I'm
But-
hoping. But
He had a great idea,
Yeah,
right?
there you
Because
go.
there's a lot of missing people because I kill a lot of people, right?
Sure.
A lot of- so
Yes.
he's like, Craig, we can put people from your friends from like Twitter and the horror community, like their faces on the missing people posters.
I love
yeah.
that.
Hell yeah.
I love
So you-
that.
You get a
That's
carton of milk and there's a face on it, and that would be like, oh my god, that's PantsNinja.
Oh, I love that idea.
Little things like that I want to do.
I'm gonna home alone it if you do that to me.
Last seen wearing no pants in August 2021.
I'll just dress. I'll put the Dr. West costume on. How's that?
Hell yeah, there you go, dude.
Yes. Oh,
Yes,
yes.
yes.
I'll send you an autograph.
Definitely.
It'll be
kick
great.
ass at that. You kick ass at that, by the way. That's
Oh,
awesome.
I'm just. You know what's
How
funny?
much action do you get in that costume?
Not as much as out of it, let me tell you. But that was a double. You see the puns? That's how
That
we
was
work.
beautiful. I love
I get
it.
Um, I really like that came on a spur of the moment. Like that was a Halloween costume, and I just thought, you know what? I like this. Let's buy a really bad wig and have fun with this.
Yes.
And I've told this story about how that profile came to be, but I'll give a quick little 30-second drop. Like I was laid off work for like 3 months, and I'm like watching Joe Bob on my little PantsNinja thing. Like,
Oh,
oh,
Bob.
oh, what the hell? There's so these role playing guys started coming up, and I'm like, what is this crap? And I'm like, oh shit, you guys are story writers. Okay, I used to play some like D&D back in the day. I got nothing better to do. Like, so I started this West profile, and it's almost 4,000 follows in a year, and it's crazy to me. But I'm like, let's start like really doing the costume, right? So
Yeah, dude.
I don't know, it's fun. I mean, I got
love
to meet
it.
you guys. No, you guys are
Hell
like,
yeah. Hell
Awesome. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
That's where it's at.
I didn't even
Wasn't
know
for
when
Twitter,
I
wouldn't know.
started.
Yeah.
When I started
that
doing
makes sense.
my Michael Myers on Twitter, like I didn't know any of this stuff. I didn't know there was. I really didn't even know it was a term cosplay or
Yeah,
role
I
play.
didn't know anything about that either.
Like what?
Me neither.
I knew
Like,
about
your
it,
cosplay's
but
awesome. I'm like what? What are you talking about? I was just bored.
Yeah.
that's
I'll
how
tell
it
you what.
starts.
Same here for me.
Make
Yeah.
a
Same with me.
documentary about the role playing community on Twitter. You make a fucking.
Yes.
Lo Mac, I'm working
That's
on
a good
that.
idea.
We're gonna
Very
have
well.
like
be awesome.
I want to do a series, and that's what I was talking to Brett and Carrie about before. I mentioned that, and I see Chris in the chat. By the way, hi Chris, thanks for coming. I'm glad you're out of the hospital, buddy. He was
shit.
laid up for a while.
Aw.
Got eaten by a shark.
Get
that
well
guy.
soon.
Aw.
Yeah.
Kidding.
No,
I was gonna say, are you for real?
no, he had some health
I
issues.
was gonna say, where's Brody when you need him?
Right? There is a
Supposed to
Brody
make a
RP.
smile.
There is a Brody RP. I've seen him.
Oh, there you go.
I've seen it
Yep.
too. I've
Yeah.
seen it too. Yeah.
But like
Yeah,
it's just
cold
crazy. Like and like Mac was saying, like I met like all these RP dudes, and I didn't even know this was a thing. Like I was just like, okay, I'll hang out with you guys, whatever, because I got nothing else to do, and it turned into this whole thing. And I like writing. Like I went to school for game design. I do animations, artwork. I'm a full-time chef. That's what I do in real life. Most of these people know this shit. 20 some years I've been doing that, and but like I like to be
Yeah.
creative. So
Yet has never brought me food.
you know, you're not that far, man. It's like a 16-hour drive from here to there.
I don't know. You're on the other side of Pennsylvania. And
We,
that's like
no, I'm not.
a half.
I'm in Japan in a secret dojo that nobody knows about.
Yeah.
I'm not in Pennsylvania. I'm just saying.
I've seen the role playing on Twitter, and I'll tell you, I've just been completely intimidated by it. I don't think I could ever do it.
Really?
But if I ever did, I would have to do it as Elvira for
Oh.
sure,
Oh,
because that's my
100. There you go.
girl.
100%.
That's
know
like
what,
I think
though?
that's the
Probably
only
believe that's
character I
open.
can get.
Well,
No,
let-
you would
there's
be
a panel
very
question.
successful at that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, you're fine. Panel question. So,
Yeah.
guys, this is for the guys now since you already answered it. If
Oh,
you,
fine.
now Mac, I don't know if I should count you. You should pick something that you're not already. But what profile would you pick? What character would you pick other than the ones you guys portray now? If you were an
Peter
RP,
North.
Peter North. I like it. That's fine. Legit.
Hey,
You wanna know
okay.
something?
He's beating
Peter
women down.
North?
That guy.
Hey, Peter
went for
North
real.
is from
Yeah.
my hometown.
That's crazy.
Really?
Ooh.
Yeah, he was born in Halifax.
Another reason I wish I was
Yeah,
Canadian.
boy.
Is that a common
Yeah.
trait with you guys?
Yep, 100%.
That's why in
Oh,
script
I
is
got a
so
funny story about this.
brutal.
I'm off. You say something that goes off ramp. This guy I met once, right? He was telling the story, right? He worked in rural. He was like a climber for the oil company stuff, right?
Sure.
And they were talking about Peter North, right? And the guy's like, it's just a raw egg diet, right? And they're like, what? He goes, yeah, he just eats like about 75 raw eggs a day, right? And that's
Oh
how
my
he does it.
god.
And the guy starts eating the raw eggs, right? Because they just fucking around. And he got so sick. He said,
Oh
"Oh,
my
Oh,
god.
ew.
Gross.
The dojo does not
That's perfect.
I don't approve of any of that.
I guess you put some
Go
egg whites
out
and
there and
protein
eat
powder.
all the raw
raw
eggs.
eggs." Yeah, you want to be like
Yeah.
Peter North, you got to eat
Get-
100 raw eggs.
Disclaimer,
Do the
guys.
cinnamon challenge with it.
Disclaimer.
Unfortunately,
Eat-
the
eat it with
volume
it.
of things you come out of your body come out of your mouth instead. So.
Ah,
Yeah.
All
You really
right.
be talking shit.
I
Hey,
love
there's a market
that.
for that too.
So far we're creating an RP group here, and we got Elvira and Peter North.
Yep.
I love where we're going with this. Mike, pick a character. Who would you want?
God.
Well, I have two of them. I do Jason and Victor Crowley.
Okay.
Victor
Ooh.
Crowley
Okay.
is
Victor
we talked about this before.
Crowley.
Victor
I
Crowley
gotta pick
cosplays
the logic guys.
underused.
Yeah.
I don't think I've
Yes.
seen a legitimate Victor Crowley cosplay on Twitter yet. Not in the
I don't-
communities that I go.
I think
Nope.
I have.
I don't think at all. I've
Well, we're
seen it.
talking RP profiles.
I'll
If
look
Do
into
that, definitely.
I could see you as a
Yeah, I'll
Victor.
second that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right, Craig, your
That'd be
turn.
fun.
I have no idea.
Pick. Just say something. It doesn't matter.
Oh, come on.
Stay
Be Rob Zombie. Be Rob Zombie.
Yeah.
I could see him being a Rob Zombie.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm not even gonna write any stories. I'll let my wife do it.
But she can't act for shit anyway.
I already
Shows
have
her
like
out.
about seven. I already have about 7 pro Rob Zombie profiles that I created. I just argue with myself to
Oh.
make it look.
I knew a guy like that.
You son of a bitch! I just saw you in the kitchen, didn't I?
I'm not gonna say anything. I run like 10 profiles on Twitter. I don't want to hear about it.
I couldn't do it.
I-
couldn't do it.
I
don't know.
use 3 of them.
I
Like
don't know how
whatever.
you guys keep track of multiple accounts, and I've always said this is like, if you want to gain a following, be careful what you wish for,
Right.
because
Mhm.
I don't know how these people out there that have like 20,000 plus followers, like how they handle it. How do you manage that? Right? Do you they must have notifications turned off and just ignore everything and just
Well, that's
do
what
their
I
thing,
do.
because-
No, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
Yeah.
I don't ignore. Well, I think the secret is like you said. You have if you're on phone, yeah, turn your notifications off. You have to.
Yeah.
Like there's
Yeah.
no way. And auto post. That's the secret. Auto posts.
Yeah.
Like schedule
don't-
everything.
I
I
don't
don't have that
I'm not
many
for that.
people, but I legit, or else I will lose my mind. I schedule a time when I go and check my messages and check my comments, and I make sure that I just give myself a window of time and then let
Yeah.
myself relax the rest of the day. I have too much to do. And then if I get sucked in, it's no good. It's no good.
No.
That's anything. Like too
Nothing
much of
like
it, too much anything, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Anything in excess is bad. Yep.
And I have
don't-
to
Right,
set
right, right.
aside time for when I can look at dick pics too.
Right.
Because I don't know if you guys have that problem, but that's a huge problem for me in my DMs is dick pics. And I have to
imagine.
set aside time to
I
go
don't
through
get any.
those.
In category.
I'm just gonna go ahead and
I get-
apologize
I-
ahead of
you know
time.
what,
Those are only hot dog Halloween costumes.
You know,
Yeah,
I get
yeah. Cosplay.
surprisingly, like the persona I built, I get a lot of them too. But unfortunately, I'm just sending them to myself.
Yeah. God,
I'll tell you a
I
real
wanna feel
I've
personal.
seen this one before.
this one's nice.
true story. I'll tell you
You
this
look a
real
lot
quick.
prettier today.
So when I started doing this PantsNinja thing, I was doing online radio and stuff with it, interviews, whatever, right? People on Facebook, I legit have messages full of just naked pictures. I'm not wearing pants.
yeah.
And I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
well, that's not what I meant. But okay, thank you.
Oh my gosh.
Go.
You just want to let you know
Yeah.
I am not wearing pants.
And this
Following
is,
your lead.
it's
Any of you
silly.
guys- Did you guys ever? Did you guys watch the show on Netflix, You, about the stalker? Have you guys watched
Nope.
that? It's actually really good, really good.
Ooh.
It's from the stalker's perspective, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's really good. But there's a whole thing where the girls sitting around there talking about dick pics, and they're hating this one girl saying, "I love them. I categorize them. I have folders for them." And
Yes, yes.
I'm working
I
on a
do
collab.
have a
Small,
special
medium,
folder.
massive.
can I ask
Oh,
you
wow.
a question? Look,
Wow.
I'm going to ask. Gary
Anaconda
Fiddle
at the end.
a question, okay?
Okay,
I'm going to ask you a question.
okay.
You brought up dick pics. I'm going to ask you a question about that.
Okay.
Because I just sit there and go, has
Garbage
any,
filled
have,
dicks.
have you ever received one and said, you know what, I really want to date this person? It's like, do you? Like,
I mean,
Oh,
no.
No.
Then why are they sending them? Do you really think? I've never
No.
heard of one person ever tell a story,
No.
a pun story to say, well, oh my God, I'm calling this guy right now. This
Right.
guy
You know,
is gonna
I'd like
be
to
my
interject.
future husband.
I can't.
need to
I'd
No.
like to interject and say that's worked for me.
Based on your
every
penis,
time.
I know
Whoa.
that we are made for each other.
Yeah, exactly.
I just want to let you know that I'm so glad you sent me that because otherwise it would have just looked you over. But
right?
it's fate.
It's
I better
definitely.
delete that tweet then. I gotta go delete that tweet.
Shit. There goes my scheduled post for tomorrow.
I put a little apron on it too.
Oh my God! If people would dress them up, I think I would think about that a little bit more. I'd be like, yeah,
Like a
maybe
little
I'll
top
call
hat.
this guy.
There's a market.
Do little
Little bow
penis
tie.
puppet shows for
Let's
you.
get creative.
Googly
Come
eyes,
on.
and little black, little stick arms.
I think you found a great contest to hold.
There we go. Hold it.
Winner gets to show up on this show.
Yes. We will feature you.
And this is his dick.
Oh my God! Speaking of that,
Oh, really? That brings up something, huh?
I back when I used to do a web show here in Halifax, right? Like I had this brilliant concept because this is when, you know, I'm old, so when
Me too.
when the dating sites were just when Plenty of Fish first caught on, right?
Oh, I remember that.
Yes.
I pitched this to my producer, right? I
I
wanted
mean-
to do I want to do a live show from a bar, right? Where we would build a fake profile, woman's profile, and see how many dick pics we could get,
Oh my
and then
gosh.
talk to one of them to invite them to meet me at this bar.
Oh, you're
And
gonna
the
do the
person-
daylight.
No.
You said
My
meat.
producer wouldn't
Oh
allow
my
it. Right? He said, no, we would get
Yeah.
sued or something.
Yes.
You walk in, his face is up on TV. Well, this is your dick. Look, oh yeah.
Yes.
Would have been hilarious though.
But it's such a great concept.
I guarantee they would never send another one out. Get busted away.
I would watch that
Oh
though.
my God. Like to catch a predator.
One
she's in your
shot.
Oh,
phone.
yeah.
Have a seat, sit down. Let's talk. Have
Catch a dick.
Catch a prick. Yeah, sit down.
Yes.
Well, I guess it's time for it's 10 p.m. in the dojo, and you're listening to a bunch of dicks.
Literally.
You know where your dick is?
There it is. I was hoping you'd
Flopping
jump
around.
Yes.
Flopping around in the dojo. That's what
in. That's next week's show. Flop-
Floppy
Oh my
Friday.
gosh.
Yep. That's there it is. Floppy
garbage
Fridays.
can dick. You gotta make a
Oh
garbage
my
can.
God.
They come out little garbage cans, dick sticking out of it.
Remember,
Flopping
guys.
around it.
I see this person just talking with stalkers in the chat, right? And,
Uh-huh.
I got a great story this guy told me about stalkers. He used to work with them, right? And he told me about this woman stalker issue that he had, right? Like wherever he went, she was there.
Oh.
She would follow him around. She'd be always calling him. He'd go home and she'd be like standing in his yard and stuff. Or like, what did you do? What did you do to get rid of her? And he said, I married her. Anyone that dedicated to me?
Damn.
I like that one. That's a good one.
That's awesome. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I was gonna say something. I totally lost my train of thought. That's where I'm at right now.
We always go off the rail.
That's cool. I love it, man.
Yeah.
Bruce Lee says, "Be like water and just flow, man." So that's what I like to do with this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is exciting. Like I said, Meeker couldn't make it tonight, guys. I'm sorry, but he'll be here. Apparently, like I said, next week. I guess I'm doing something. So there it is.
All right.
Yay.
I didn't have it planned, but fuck it. It'll happen.
I mean, he's a cop. You don't want to piss him off.
No, sir. Ben Meeker, Halloween verse.
Well, he's not a
RP.
very
House with a
good
warrant
cop.
in 2 seconds. Warrant and handcuffs.
Like cherry pie warrant.
Ooh.
She's my cherry pie.
I think the warrant that requires a beatdown.
Oh man. I want to check chat real quick because they're going off the rails in there too.
Oh yeah, they're on a big
Five thing.
dick rant too.
Yeah, I see the dickening. What's your best dick
Dickening.
movie title?
That's the
There you go.
movie. My God, I'm changing my movie to The Dickening.
Oh, fucking Brett.
How
Oh,
has Trauma not made that movie?
Hold on. They made a movie about a
What?
giant penis.
Oh, somebody did.
Oh,
Yeah, they do.
Did
They have the
Ron
giant.
Jeremy in it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Of course, there you go. That'll be him.
Remember the Troma Now app, only $5 a month. You're
Yes.
welcome, Uncle Lloyd. I love you. Come on this show. I'm gonna email him. I'm trying real hard.
Yes. Get on here.
Yeah.
Please.
That'll be awesome.
One
Gosh.
day.
Cool.
Man, I put on my reading glasses. Yeah,
Aw. You're
yeah,
you're.
Nice.
That's the stuff.
Gotta read
Right
the
there.
comments.
Hi, Grandpa.
This is why people come.
I love these guys. You guys have been so much fun. Like I am honored that we're all here together. Like this is really cool for me. It's just nice to kick it. You know what I mean?
Always a
I
good
I'm
know you
excited
mean.
to have time to do it.
Yeah, how about it? You are a busy woman. What else you been up to, lady?
I have, oh my gosh. Well, I have another project that I'm doing with this Robert Decker.
Mhm.
It's basically I'm making sketch cards for him. It's called Bloody Betty, and he's coming out with a whole line of trading cards and a comic book series. And I've been doing promo videos for him and
wow.
making art pieces for him, and it's just been
Nice.
crazy.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Awesome.
You guys gotta
And
go
I
check-
also do stuff with the Merkins.
and,
Merkins
Oh,
are
that's cool.
awesome.
But she,
Yeah, they are.
Yes.
They're really cool.
but she
Yes.
wrote a song for Bloody Betty.
Oh,
Right?
good.
Yes.
Bloody Betty, nice and sweaty. Beat her or she'll bash your heady. Best
that a
be
thing?
nice or
That's
she'll do
cool.
it twice.
Like that's
Yeah.
there, man. Like that's a great show there. Like that
Hell
should
yeah.
be a movie or a TV series right
Like the little
there.
girls from Nightmare on Elm Street, instead of singing 1, 2, Freddy's coming, they're like singing that.
Yeah,
That'd be
well,
cool.
Great thing.
he kind of based it on the song that I wrote and also Bloody Mary. So he combined the two together, and so it's if you say her name 3 times in the mirror, she'll come after you. And
nice.
it's
Bash
it's a
your
great
brains in.
That's
concept.
cool. I like that.
That's
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah,
New and
it's pretty
unique right
fun.
there. See?
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
Originality.
So
I think we're
Yeah.
all realizing
Love
how
it.
much I actually stalk you online now because I know everything you do, and I love
I don't
it
mind.
all.
I don't
I
mind.
love it all.
Well, this is really the first interaction I've had with her, the Garbage Pail Queen.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I go all over the place. And yeah, with the Merkins too. Shout out to the Merkins. Those
You
are my
know,
boys.
It's
Yeah,
funny.
They are awesome. They got some good shit. I like that stuff.
Yeah,
They're
they're
on-
really good.
They're on
You
my
know what?
list. They're on my list. I'm just
I
saying that.
am.
Ooh,
know what,
I'm working
I'm
on
a-
it.
I'm
yeah.
a fan of them too, right? But they tend not to want to interact with me for some reason. I don't know why. But I have an awesome.
Hmm.
What do you know? Why have they talked bad about me?
no, it's not. No, it has nothing to do with
We
that.
won't tell
They're
anybody.
really very hard to communicate with because they're just. I guess they're kind of antisocial, but with their fans, they're really great with their fans. But
Right.
like to get the two boys together, so it's Matt and Richie who basically do the whole Americans thing, and to get them together is really hard. To get them to like communicate is really difficult. I don't know how I do it. I mean, it's basically because I started stalking them. So keep stalking them,
I have
Stabby.
a great
Yeah.
idea for them.
How you
I have a
succeed.
fantastic idea
Yeah.
for them. I sent them this idea in a message. It's one of the few ideas that I give away.
Oh,
You know,
give
like
it
this
to me. I'll make
because
it
the way they
happen.
do it, because they have the capabilities to take it to the level where I can't reach it. But
Yes.
they need to parody Jesse's girl. And I
Yes.
wish that I
Yeah,
had
that's a good
Freddy's girl and have another slasher singing about Nancy.
Hey,
Well, yeah, because that would be Jason would sing that because
Yep.
they're the enemies.
Yeah.
That would make
I'll
sense.
make that
Freddy's
happen.
girl.
That's
yeah.
a beautiful idea. Okay, so on
Oh.
that one, the best way for you to get that to happen is
Just
to
tell
come
you and
like
you will
if
tell them and you'll make it happen.
yeah,
So,
and
no
we'll
problem.
make it happen.
I give
But
it
if
away.
you
I
can
don't need
come up
credit.
with any of the lyrics for it, I mean, they like ready-made stuff. Like if the less work they have to do and they just have to make the film,
Yeah.
they'll be
Hey.
happy with that.
Hey, Craig.
You gotta go through the proper channels. That's all.
yeah, I'll get it done.
Yeah.
See, there you
Freddy's
go.
girl. I'm
Yeah.
for it. I'm for it.
We
I
have that on
really
tape.
like it. Yeah. Hey, I'm good to my word.
Well, there you might know a musician in here. I'm just saying.
That's awesome.
I
Love it.
mean, woo.
Well, you know, that's a thing. You know, it's like I
Just saying.
Yeah.
when I do my stuff, I get a lot of people message me about and everything, but it's like there's a million people doing the same thing that I do.
Who
right?
cares?
We just do it, right? Like, yeah, exactly. We do
Right.
our own thing, right?
Yeah, but
So it's
not like you.
No, one's
No,
like
exactly.
me.
You got your own unique.
No
You
one's
thing.
stand
like
out,
me.
brother.
Yours
Yeah,
is
exactly.
yeah.
Because
Yours
I like
is
doing
the best.
like we've done a couple music parodies, right? And they're fun to do, and but it's just they're
They
already
are.
at that level, right? So it's like
Yeah.
here, just
It's a
get
lot
this,
of
go make
it's
it.
a lot of production and they have a lot of
Well-
support from their fans in order to get it done. It's
Oh, exactly, and it's polished. Like there's production value behind
yeah.
it, which is the most
Yeah.
impressive thing about what they do, right? It's
Exactly.
yeah.
amazing.
You have to have a passion for it, and you have to have a little bit of talent with that. That's what it
Yes.
takes.
Talent.
They do have talent.
Talent. Who needs talent?
Fucking talent.
And talent
I gotta-
is loosely used, by the
That
way.
damn word. That
Yeah.
damn T word.
Oh, did you say talents?
Talents, yeah, you have to have talents.
I
Really
definitely have
hold on and dig
talents.
in.
Little raptors running around, you know.
Oh.
Now I just pictured Michael Myers' face on a raptor. Like,
Coming to get you.
I know what to Photoshop later.
You know what?
Oh yeah.
I've been like something about me that has changed because I've been so focused on trying to actually get this movie made that my content's been slipping. I haven't actually see. I've made almost 300 videos, right, since I've
Mhm.
been doing
Mhm.
this. So I keep. A lot of you guys here have followed me from day one, so you can always tell when I'm recycling videos, right? But when I get new followers, they don't, right? So I've kind of keep my thing going by recycling old videos, right? But it's like
Yeah.
I used to always travel with my mask and my coveralls and the fake knife everywhere I went, and always piss my daughter off, right? Because
Right.
I always wait. Doesn't something happen? Doesn't something happen in my city the other day, and I don't have my mask, and it would have been unbelievable. I posted
Yeah.
a video. I ended up taking it down, but I posted it because we had this big protest in the city because our cops came in and removed all the homeless people who were setting up tents to live in on the community, like city parks and stuff. And they came
Yeah.
in with violence and tear gas and everything. It was
Oh my
horrible. right?
gosh.
Terrible.
Anyway, so I got this video
Yeah.
of this guy standing in front of our police station, going "fuck the police," while a girl's giving him a blowjob on the street, right in front of him. And I'm
Oh
sitting.
yeah, I saw that video.
Yeah,
That's
I ended up
beautiful.
I took it down because my wife reminded me that apparently my daughter's one of my followers, and I didn't know that. Right? But I was like, oh my god, if I would have had my mask and a video of me walking up to these people doing that while we're doing it in costume,
Just staring
It
at
was
them like.
the amazing thing in the world.
I don't-
It would have been
in
beautiful.
my head, totally. It would have been hilarious.
Oh, I would have revved my saw up on him right there. I would have cut it off myself.
Just
Oh my god.
send me the image. I'll make it happen.
Yes.
Well, that was the thing too. Then I thought about that. I'm like, I could just green screen myself. in it and
Yes.
No one would ever know,
yeah.
right? It would be
Oh my
hilarious.
god.
You should totally make it obvious, though. You have to make it obvious.
Yeah.
The green screens I
Lord.
use is just cardboard taped to my wall. Like I've only made 2 green screen things ever because I just didn't like the quality of it. It just don't work. And I think green screen is cheating.
I get it.
But
I get it.
Yeah.
for that one, I think I might try and figure that out, put myself into it because it would be hilarious.
You get it to have them like scream, like saying "fuck the police" outside like the green screen with like the Haddonfield Police Department, and you could be standing there like looking like, yeah, right on, yeah.
Yes.
Sounds fucking cool.
Patting her on the head while she's bobbing. Yeah.
Yeah. We're just bobbing for apples. Don't worry about it.
Oh.
That'd be hilarious, and then have her pop up with an apple in her mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or a smaller version of the mask. I'm just saying.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, a little
I like
slimy
that.
mask.
Yes.
Let me give a shout out. We got some more people in the chat. What's up, Jack Russell? Welcome back, brother.
Aw, Jack
Jack
Russell.
Russell.
Jack, I
Aw.
love Jack. He's a very loyal and good supporter of me. So,
I've-
Jack.
Listen, I've known
What's up,
these
Jack?
guys I met in the RP community. You know what I mean? And somehow we're all just hanging out doing things. A couple more of them are going to come on here soon. I was talking to Jack about jumping on when he gets some time.
Jumpin' Jack.
Jumping Jack, howling,
Yeah, there you go.
howling Mad Jack. There you go.
Up a Jack Flash.
Yes.
That's a good
Oh.
movie.
Whoa, we haven't talked about many movies yet, but we'll get to that. This is cool.
Oh, we have
Yes.
it.
Yeah, it's
we
just
gotta talk
been.
about, we gotta talk about Massacre. That's the movie. The
Oh,
up and coming.
Yes.
Craig, I really do
That's
hope.
first, Halloween Kills second.
I'm going down with this ship. Like I'm gonna do everything I possibly can to get this thing made. So
Hell yeah.
I will too.
coming out. It's all that matters is if it's on a shoestring budget with ketchup bottles or if I can actually.
I can make the
'cause you-
blood for you. It's all good.
Well,
It's easy.
the thing is that I know is especially in this community, there's so many talented special effect artists in here, right?
Mhm.
Like I'm
Totally.
pretty sure we can all come
Oh my
together and
God, yeah.
keep the production value looking high with the actual monetary investment very low. But
How about
I'm going down with this ship.
I just quit my job and you can put a doghouse out back and I'll just stay there for a
Yeah.
while.
One thing I've always wanted to do too, and I
There you
know
go.
I've talked to Mike about this a lot, and I still think we could, if we could get a bunch of us together, even just for a weekend somewhere, right?
That'd be tough, but yeah.
Yeah.
No concept, no nothing, just camera, some gear, and we have 72 hours to make a horror movie.
I'll tell you something. I'm not going to mention it on air because I never do this, but where I live would be the perfect place, and I'll tell you why after the show. Remind me.
Well,
Oh, I live in the woods. I'm out in the
Yeah.
woods.
Mike is fantastic, and you know
Oh,
where
yeah.
like where I take my summer vacations on, and I showed a bit of it in one of my videos. Man, it's this cottage I rent on about 600 acres of land that's privately owned,
Mm.
right? And there's rivers, there's woods, and the woods are awesome because there's an access road that runs along it, so you can actually do tracking shots of someone running through the woods. without
Oh,
actually being-
nice.
That'd be fun.
And
Yeah.
as long as you shot, as long as you just didn't do a 180 shot, because if you turn it around, you can see where the lake is and everything. You'd see other cottages and stuff, and they're not run down, falling down cottages, but you can do a shot just. And it would look like it's isolated on the water, and it's unbelievable. Like, and that's probably honestly, like, if I get this thing going, that's probably where I see myself actually filming this because everybody could live there.
Well, let's
let's-
property, right?
Like a big dome. That would be awesome.
let's stop you there. It's not if you do, it's when you do. That's what
Oh,
you're
Yeah,
trying
when
to say.
you do it.
It's gonna get
Oh
done.
yeah, it's
getting
going
done.
to get done.
When
Yeah.
you do it, yes.
It's getting done.
It is getting done. 2 months
I will
into it now.
drop everything and get there. I don't care. I'll
Absolutely.
quit my job and just come. I'll figure it
You
out
want a big
later.
reward, you got to take a big risk, right? This is
Yes,
it. Let's do it.
right.
Right,
Yeah, I'm for it.
I got about a month off in December. I'll talk to you then.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. There you go.
December's
Oh, yeah,
a good
it's a good one.
time.
That's perfect,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Don't massacre in the
dark.
snow. We can make the
Somewhere
sequel
you're at.
before the first one comes out.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, there you go.
Oh my God, bloody
I like it.
snow. I love it.
See, I don't have like the creative mindset to like pen something down or like think of a title. But I can just put all the shit on and go there. Like, I'm easy that way.
That's important, man.
That's what I
Yeah.
can. Yeah, that's what I can work
Because
through.
like this whole thing that I'm doing, and
Sure.
Mike has read the script, so he 100 knows what I'm doing. And I'm actually taking an attempt like to build a new iconic slasher character, right? Because I think we need new blood. We need new blood. Yeah,
Yes.
we 100% do, right? And I think it's
Big time.
it's just clever enough to still work in a interesting twist on the slasher genre. Like I said, Mike Ismail, he knows. Like he's the only one in the room who's actually read the script, and you're probably about 2 drafts behind at this point, right? But the story's getting polisher. But the story's not changing. Like the heart of it's not changing. It's just cleaning it up and fixing some plot holes and stuff.
Yeah.
But
No, I get it.
but yeah, we're going for it. And of course, the story has like I can't write. That was my problem, is that I just can't bring myself to sit down and write. My brain never stops with concepts, right? Anything you've ever seen me do, and I know that you can't compare my little 60-second video clips I do on Twitter to legitimate cinema, right? But
Right.
I don't work with scripts. I don't, right? And most of the stuff you see me do is one take, because I just go, oh, I'm going to do this, and I have an idea and I just do it. But I met this fantastic guy. His wife was a follower of mine, and I made a joke on there. Someone made a joke about a bag of money or something, right? And I said, "Oh, no." So they said, "What stopped you from making a film?" And I said, "What stopped me writing is a script, a producer, a director, funding, all these things." And then all of a sudden, has message blown up. She goes, "I got a writer for you." So then she introduced me to her husband. I'm in Nova Scotia. I'm Canadian. Everybody knows I'm Canadian. I'm in Nova Scotia. He's in Ontario, so he's a Canadian too. And we started talking and fleshing out the idea. And I'm very fortunate that he's doing the heavy lifting for me, which is the fingers going, because what he's just taking it out of my head. And like we talk nonstop all day about this, right? Because just we took my I had the beginning, the ending, the beginning, and the what's the term anyway? But the major event in that
Climax.
not the climax.
That's after the show.
What is it? What's the term?
I already spent mine.
That's after I send you all the dick pics I get, then
Right.
we'll get the climax.
It's that what the
Oh shit.
oh my god, see, I'm not script right, but there's a term like the inciting action, or there's something that
The inciting action, is that what you're talking about?
I think that's what it's called, right?
I've heard that.
Yeah, it's like the one event that launches the main concept of the story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Like
the catalyst or something.
Yeah, right. So I had the soul, heart and soul of it, and I had the characters and everything, and he just helped expand the world, and I'm very fortunate to have him in, and it's unbelievable. Like I really think if you guys read this thing, it's still we're still fleshing it. We're nowhere near a final draft on this thing yet, but I think
you're gonna go through like 5 scripts, dude.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're already on number 5.
Yeah,
right?
like at least.
Right, and
were you on like 3 like 2 weeks ago?
That's how it goes.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to bring a new update in, right? I keep trying to figure it out. I'm trying to find out. Like, actually, I was thinking the other day, is like I was in the kitchen and I had red food dye, and I'm putting it in water and I'm rubbing it and splashing it, right? And like, what are you doing? And I said, I'm trying to figure out how I could fill a balloon up with this, have it explode, and the blood shoot on my face, right? So I gotta go get some face, because that's the thing I want to do, like, because I like to have fun with promoting myself, right? Like I don't take my promotion seriously, but I just want to make the video where I go, got the new script, and have the balloon and say your brain attack, saying your brain on my script exploding.
I
blood all
love
over my face.
that.
That would be kick ass, man.
Any questions?
You're dropping all the spoilers tonight, man.
I love that.
Nothing to do with the movie, but as we promoting the movie,
cool.
right? 'Cause
Yeah.
that's the fun part. But yeah, no, that's the thing about it, is getting the brain from here. You need to align yourself with creative people.
It's true.
Yeah.
And I'm
It is
full of
true.
him. And like I said, there's so many talents here, and I will be calling on you guys. Mike's already know he's in garbage, but I'm going to call on you too.
Hell yeah.
Just tell him that.
Yeah, wait. I'm ready to start killing.
Just wait, we'll have the whole community on here at some point. I swear, that's my goal.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I want to have everyone,
Yes. Everyone.
all you guys. And I'll bring back some of the old heads. So some of them rapper dudes I hang with, you know, like Lyrizone was on the other night. He's big into like Japanese horror. He loves like he started as a hardcore artist. Like all his rap music was about horror stuff, you know. And then
Yeah.
Easy 606 popped on the other day, and he's big into Michael. Like that's his stuff, man. So it's nice to see all these communities uniting on like one front. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, that's where
Well,
I'm
no,
at.
it's like no, but it is like sometimes you get people that are just say like I'll help you, and you kind of know they're just kind of just saying that out there. And then there's
Sure.
people that can like I've gotten contact. Like I met a woman contacted me. She's one of my followers, and she does marketing, right?
Right.
Promotion material. She's done a lot in the nonprofit world, so she knows about marketing promotion, and I had conversation with her. She's legitimate. Like she's down to help market this thing when it's going. And I get messages from musicians all the time. A lot of the what are the like the digital 80s style
Synth.
people?
Synthesizer?
Synth
synth.
music, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
Because I love it. Like my story
That's
doesn't.
my
I'm
shit.
not. My
Yeah.
story. Yeah, well, then you just got the job. I just fired the other two people.
Pantsless promotions at your
No,
service.
That's the thing, right? Like, no, it is. It's like you got to build the atmosphere, so you're meeting people, right? And it's
Yeah.
and of course, I made one video asking about casting, and I got probably like 300 messages, right? So you can filter through them, and I know I can find the people that are as committed
Yeah.
to trying to do something rather than just saying, "Hey, I just kind of want to be in something." But
Well, let's talk on that a minute. Like that happens to me a lot. Like I'm like, hey, you guys want to do something? Sure do. When? You know, people don't know how to find the time sometimes, and I get that.
Yeah.
But little time management, I feel like you can just about make anything happen. You know?
Mhm.
Absolutely.
the
Mhm.
downside to this,
Very true.
obviously, and this doesn't go unnoticed in my head, right? Like, but it's there's logistics, of course, right? People are located all over the place. Like, it's one thing if you want to make like virtual work, like which we have done,
Right.
right? Like
Mhm.
we've had like, I know I'll get you in something Kill FM with me next time, but Mike and Garbage and yourself, we've done work together and made collaboration videos, right? And
Yep.
and you Garbage Pail, you 100% saved the shark on the dance floor video for me,
Aw.
100%, right? Because that was another thing where I had about
Aw.
50 people message me when I announced I was doing this and want to be in it, right?
Yeah.
And then when it came time,
Well,
we
that's.
only got everybody
Yeah,
gave me
exactly,
so much
yeah.
to work with.
I'm gonna be
Aw,
up
I'm
front.
so glad.
I was totally guilty for that too. I got overbooked.
People do
It
it, right?
happens,
And my
though.
concept
Yeah.
changed. Actually, the beautiful thing about that wasn't my concept. Wasn't Shark on the Dance Floor. All
Yeah.
right.
Right.
The original thing was I was going to do Body Rock by Moby, right? Because
Hmm.
if you know the Moby video, it's him looking for
Yeah.
dancers, and they actually bring
Yep.
in horrible dancers,
Right.
right?
Yep.
And it's a great video, right? And that's what I
Hell
was
yeah.
going to
Hell
do.
yeah. Hell yeah.
Right, and a lot of people sent me clips in dancing to that music, and then Bad Techno released Shark on the Dance Floor. I'm like, I'm going to do this,
Yes.
and it worked, right? Everyone's moving, so they're all
That's
dancing.
awesome.
Because I think you danced to Body Rock, didn't you, Garbage?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, right. But then I put the Shark on the Dance Floor. I was
Yep.
like, this works better.
And I love the song.
It
Like
worked.
I was.
I was
Oh,
was
that's so
impressed
catchy.
that
That's
it
so
worked
catchy, that
out.
song. Like,
Yeah.
I think if he was making his music back in the 80s like he is now, it would have been a whole different
Oh
story,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like, he would've
Definitely.
been
Yeah.
massive.
He's more of an
Massive.
80s type of band. Yeah, like he has that like
Yeah,
that nostalgic feel to him. Yeah.
yeah, right. And he has this humor he puts in it, right? Like he's
Yep.
he's
Yeah.
obviously a serious about his work, but he comes off as not taking it very seriously when he's doing the videos and everything. with
Yeah,
himself.
exactly. Yeah.
Just his over dramatic reactions, right? It's just amazing.
Yes. That's what I
He's a
love
fantastic
about
guy.
it.
Yeah.
Don't take yourself too seriously.
No, you can't. Yeah, 'cause then you start overthinking
No.
everything. It's like a big
Yep.
mind. Oh, yeah, it's
Yep.
crazy.
I
It
think
all
I've done that a lot.
Mac.
It
What?
is.
Like my little
Wait.
videos
What
that I
did
do. I mean,
what did Mac just say? I missed that. Sorry.
I said
Yeah,
that's
what was
when
that?
it all collapses.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I went through that a lot in my in the middle of my content creation, right? Because
Mm.
when I first started doing my content, it honestly was just to amuse myself. I was bored, so I just had something to do.
Yes.
And then I hit a point where I was really overcritical of it, and like it was, I was taking it way. It was still light videos, but my concept creation was very serious. I was like, I need to come up with this and this and this next, and then it just kind of lost the magic for me
Right.
because I know I publicly walked away from this. I said publicly I was walking away from it because I just couldn't do it anymore because it was losing its interest, and then fan support rallied behind and brought me back to do it,
Damn right.
and then I got back to enjoying it again, right? Because it just gets you can't like I said, if you start taking it too seriously, you're right. That's when it falls apart because then you're living and
Sure.
dying on
Yeah.
on comments, on views, on
Yeah.
clicks, and everything, right?
Yeah.
Because I went through that in the middle stage of this. Like I'd make a video, like I'm going to talk about this one. This is my biggest pet peeve was my Christmas music video.
Oh, I remember
Oh,
that
Mike,
one.
you were in
Yeah.
That was
right?
awesome. I'd love to do
And
that.
I think it is brilliant. I really, to this day, I still think it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Right?
I loved it.
There was like 15 different cosplayers in it. There was music was in. I wrote the song and the Truth About Beer Boys. They're musicians. Well, they laid down the music and did the vocals. And I thought it
Yeah.
was myself. It was amazing. I was so proud of that. And then when I released it, it was like tumbleweeds blowing around.
Oh,
Aw.
but
And
I
I took that.
loved it so
And I took
much.
that. And I took that so personally. That's where I stopped and walked away. And
I
because I took it
remember.
Yep.
right. And
I
like it
remember.
really
Me
I took
remember.
it so personally because like I wasn't no one else I don't think anyone else really cared because I was like really offended that nobody was supporting the fact that all these creators came together
Yeah.
and we worked together and we made something
And that was hard. You put
epic.
that together. It was so beautiful. I was
it was a lot of
impressed.
work and like we really
Yeah.
upped the production value on everything and then just like tumbleweeds and I really took it personal and then it's like
Yeah.
well
I
you
remember
can't,
that.
right? It is what it is, right?
Well, you got to
It is what
think.
it is.
Yeah.
And then I
Yeah.
shook it off and came
remember
back
that.
and started making content again. And who knows, maybe this Christmas when I re-release it, it will be even better.
You know, the
Exactly.
funny thing is, as a musician, you write a song and you put your heart and soul into this song.
Oh
and
yeah.
you get the band together and you get all your parts made out and all the hits and all the breaks and everything. And you go out there and deliver it to a crowd and they're like,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
then
That's
you
the
write this
worst
3-chord
feeling.
piece of shit that just
Yeah.
screams, and you're like, I hate this fucking song, but the crowd's like, play that one, you know.
That's the
Oh,
one they
And
know.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
I love it. It's the simplicity of it, and you didn't take yourself seriously when you wrote it. You're like, okay, it's about a bar fight. Fuck it, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's the one they gravitate to, and
Yeah.
it's the irony of it, and a lot of artists that you hear, movie wise and music. What got them successful was what they didn't really enjoy.
Yeah.
So
I've
many
heard
exactly.
stories
behind the
in the
music.
music industry, right, where there's I think there's I'm horrible at music because I still live in the 80s. That's all I was saying.
Me too. me
Preach,
too.
brother.
Yeah.
Preach.
Sirius FM like in the car with the 80s channel.
Safety
right?
dance. I'm happy with.
Yeah, exactly, right? But I've read stories like there's some bands that had humongous hits and they don't even
Yeah.
enjoy playing them anymore, right? When they
Yeah.
go, when they're like they're still popular and
Yeah.
touring and stuff, but when they go to their shows, they don't want to play it, right? And that's the
Yeah.
only thing people are wanting to hear.
Yeah.
That's a reoccurring and heartbreaking story, but yeah, that happens to all musicians.
Yeah.
And I think that putting out a song, like I put out music, and it's one of the hardest things. It's actually the videos that I put out, my music videos are the hardest thing that I have ever put out, because like you said, it is, you're pouring your heart and soul into it, and you work so hard. And I don't think people realize that when I put my videos out, I'm laying down the guitar, the lyrics, I do the drums, my monster does the
Wow.
bass, and then we mix it, and it's all done, all like it's all by me, and then I put it to a video, and it's like I'll put it out, and it's like just like you said, Stabby, it's tumbleweeds, and it crushes me, but I'm like, whatever, I really like the song, and it is what it is.
And
And
that's
then
That's all that
later I'll
matters.
get the
Yeah.
views, but oh my gosh,
that's
As
where
long
it
as
is.
you're
it's
happy with it, that's it. Who gives a
What's
shit
that?
it's
what they think?
hard.
I'm fine with
The
that.
famous thing that happened at the Grammy Awards once when I think Beyonce won like album of the year or song of the year or something, right? And the credits were like 17 people that wrote
Yeah.
this song, right? And then
Yeah.
you have Beck
Yeah.
sitting in the audience, right? Who was
Yes.
not
Yeah.
didn't win, and
Yeah.
like he's the only artist on it because he played every instrument, wrote
Yes.
everything, right?
I know. Lose is
And people don't
like the best
realize
song
that.
ever. I love that song.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know, right? It's like how is
Song's
we
awesome.
even in the same world, right? It's like,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Well,
the
you
thing.
know.
But then when you decide to create content, like you got to go with the lows, right? Like, because
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
still struggling. We're all still
Yeah.
struggling to find
That's
uh,
true.
find our following and catch on and to go because it's
Yeah.
always the reason you can't stop. And this is what I realized that brought me back was, and then you know what? I think if I didn't have that experience, I probably wouldn't be right now attempting to actually make a feature horror film if I
Yeah.
didn't have that
Yeah.
experience because you're always you got to keep creating because
Mhm.
Yeah.
you never know what's going to catch.
It's true.
You never know
Yeah.
what's going to catch.
Exactly.
And like there's videos I have that have over hundreds of thousands of views, and I look at it and I'm like, why?
I think a lot of
Why?
people are
And then
like
you
that.
have
Yeah.
yeah, like it's the
So
weirdest thing people to catch on, right? But you got to
True.
keep creating, and like you can't just
Yeah.
give
Yep.
up. You got to keep trying and evolve,
Well, let's
right?
talk
Yeah.
about this a minute. Let's get on that subject real quick. Like, where do you draw your inspiration from? And I'm going to start with Craig because you obviously have a lot to say on this.
Yes.
And that's not a bad
Well,
thing.
No. Oh yeah.
no, it's not. Yeah, that's when. That's why I don't get it. I'm glad you're the only one brings on the show anymore, right? Because I talk so much.
Well,
I make a joke
listen.
because all my content,
Well, it's
all the
all about
content I create, I can't talk. I couldn't talk until I introduced my wife as my ghost face, right? But I do the voiceover
Aw.
for it, right? So this is
Yeah.
the first time that
She's awesome.
I get to talk in the videos, right? So when I come, and I'm very variable. Oh, she's fantastic. It took her a while to get beyond it. I irritate the hell out of her in the early days. Irritating. And then she embraced it, and she's fantastic at the ghost face, right? But I, I am like most people in the community. I am a product of '80s horror, and I think for even the worst movie in the '80s is still better, I think, than half the modern stuff going. So
Oh,
I'm
I
still
agree.
inspired
Yeah.
by what they were doing in the '80s, and I think you can still take that, and it still works today. You just need to stay true. I think you need to be original. Now, like I'm not
Yeah.
cookie cutting here, but it still works. The concepts, like the basic stuff, like the basic thing to any horror movie, I think, is you got um, basically you have people like you have like teenagers or college kids unsupervised away from home um, and creative kills. Like that is like the heart of '80s horror movie, which is really funny because the only thing
Yes.
that I have in that are really in my film is just the creative kills and not really the college students in isolation,
and
right?
smoking
But
weed and the sex and then
yeah, but like I was
Right.
one of the people that filmmakers that probably inspired me the most, and I still have true is was Kevin S. Tinley. He did Witchboard. He did House of Night of the
life
Demons.
wage for.
Night of the
Night of
Demons
the
was,
Right.
yeah. That's a
Demons.
great
Yeah,
flick.
like he was
Yes.
massive, like very influential in my when I was coming into my probably my really influential years in the '80s. It was like I just loved what he did, and but that's what I think, and I'm still as much as I harp about let's get away from the iconic characters we already know, but we need to stay true to the essence of what makes them iconic when we're creating new ones.
True, you
per
gotta stick
se,
to that
right? Like
formula.
it's
It's like a balance.
well, yeah. There's a formula. Let's not lie. There's a formula that works in horror, right? Which is why horror is so profitable, right?
Yeah.
It's like horror nowadays. Like I think it's the horror conventions. I think are bigger than any Star Trek convention, right? Like back in the
Well,
day, we
okay,
had
now
Star Trek.
that's hard
Oh,
to
hell yeah.
say. Like,
Yeah,
So
maybe
they're
it's stretch.
Let's ask
but I
Shatner
see
about
what
that
you're
one.
saying. Yeah.
But
Well, let's jump.
I see it. Like Mac, you can speak. I think you can agree with it here because like you and I are more of the same generation. That in the 70s and 80s, you didn't have horror conventions.
Oh no.
Right? Like that stuff didn't exist, right?
No,
And
you would be shunned from society
yeah,
if you got together.
yeah, that's the way it was in
True.
the 80s, right? And but to see it grow, but it's so marketable.
Yeah, you couldn't
And that's
admit
what-
that you were going to a convention back then.
No,
Yeah.
I had a
Still an evil
situation.
would rip you apart.
It was
Just saying.
Situation where,
It'd be all
like,
over for you.
That was wonderful.
back in my teenage years, right? I was so obsessed with horror, and like this is what I missed the most about video store. Not necessarily the experience of hanging out in the video store. It's getting the free movie posters when they changed.
Yeah.
to
Oh, yeah,
Ooh,
yeah.
yeah.
the new ones.
The cardboard
And you
cutouts
get
of
'em,
Freddy and everything. I miss
Let me
all
tell
that,
you
yeah.
something.
Yeah, you
like,
get them. Get on.
Yes.
I'm going to interrupt you real quick. My mom worked at a video store back in the 80s when I was a kid. And she used to bring home so much crap. And that's how I saw my first horror movie my first big one was Dream Warriors. And that scared the shit out of me for like a
Oh,
month.
that's such a good one.
Really?
I was a little kid, man. Like, I was a little kid. And I'm like, well, and yet they showed me Cheech and Chong at the age of 3. Like, that's whatever.
Yeah,
There
but
you
that
go.
was
That's real
fun.
world
Hey,
stuff.
man.
But
Yeah, that's society, man.
I'm going to give a shout out to my folks.
way,
My mom
Cheech and
watches
Chong's
these
right
sometimes.
here.
So shout out to
Look
moms.
at that. That's awesome.
But like, yeah, that was a big part of it too. Was like all the promotion, all the merchandise, all the cool little things that came out with that stuff.
Yes.
And
That's true.
that's a good lead-in for Garbage Pail Queen. Let's talk. Let's get your opinion on this.
Yes.
Like, where do you draw your inspiration from when you're with your creations, like your content, anything you do?
I don't know. I think about content a lot all the time, but it comes from, the Garbage Pail Kids that I don't know, they're still making stuff and they don't stop. It's crazy. Every time I think I'm gonna lose inspiration, they come out with something new and it's absolutely ridiculous. So they have candy and I literally just ate the candy bars on camera and and
Do it
I
up.
was
That's-
like, okay, that's what I'm doing. And
You
I
should have
I
had that on an
test-
OnlyFans site.
$5.
Oh my gosh. I don't think anybody would pay to watch that.
I just got paid. I'm just saying.
There's
But
a
I
market
mean-
for everything.
I mean, I'll do it. I'll do it next week. I'll eat
There-
a candy bar.
There you go.
Start donating, guys.
People have a Butterfinger fetish now. Oh, yeah.
I want to see Mike do
Yeah.
it
There
too,
you go.
though. Mike has to do it too.
Yeah. But I mean, I get my inspiration from the horror movies, like the one
Can we
I
do
did
this?
with Elvira and Freddy Krueger, and yeah, I mean, it's just whatever the hell I can think of.
Well,
That's
I'm
what I
sensing
do.
a lot of '80s inspiration, definitely.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm an
Yeah.
'80s kid.
I love it. Like,
You know what? I want to do this. Now we're
Yeah.
talking that we're on something. I want
Yeah.
Garbage Pail Queen. I want you to make a video of you just eating something, and then I want you to tag one of us, and then we will do the
Okay.
video. And then we will tag somebody, and they will do the video,
Okay.
and see how
Yeah,
far this
I'll do it.
change. And I'm actually, this funny thing. As much as I love content creating and sharing with communities, the one thing I
Yes.
don't really participate in on Twitter is when people say, "Here's 5 tags, 5 favorite movies, 5 tags." I'll announce my movies. I don't really tag people because I don't. That's just who I am. But if you did
Yeah.
that, tag one of us, and we all
Definitely.
all 4 of us here commit to do this video, and we'll see how many we just eating something.
Yeah.
We need to do that.
I'll leave it to you
It's
guys.
gonna be like wet salmon.
I think when I did Snapchat starting out, I had my one friend. She was the only person I had following me, and I would just send her videos of me eating whatever. I was like, "This is what I'm having for lunch," and I would just like quietly just eat. and stare into the camera at her. And she would be like, "Why do you keep sending me this?" I'm like, "I don't know what else to do."
Yeah, that's a good start,
That's
right?
awesome.
So you've already got the leg up on this thing.
Yeah.
She's a pro.
I
Right.
can eat
Boy,
anything.
amateurs.
I started social media. I only had one friend. It was Tom. That was it. That's the only person that wanted to talk to me.
Well, start eating
On
stuff and
MySpace.
send it to her.
MySpace, jeez, don't get me started on MySpace.
The only friend I had was Tom.
I think I still got music on MySpace.
I'm gonna tell you, like, MySpace was the start of all this social media crap for me.
Oh, absolutely.
7 profiles I had to
gosh.
play
Fucking
mobsters.
Tom, that bastard.
I remember mobsters.
That's what I spent my time doing. That's what I did.
Forgot about that.
I ran a Juggalo mob on mobsters for like years.
I love that. I just remember everybody's pages taking forever to load because there would be a video and music, like a song on there, and then stickers and everything just happening all at once. It'd be
Worse
like,
than
what is
Fubar.
happening?
That's awesome.
Well, let's shoot over to Mike real quick. Mike, well, where do you, I know you're talking about being the big hulky monsters all the time. I mean, that's
Yeah.
pretty much where you're
Yes.
drawing
That's all I
from.
can do. Yeah.
You can do more than that, I'm sure.
I go from I'd say John Carpenter, Wes Craven, and a little bit of
Yes.
Raimi.
Oh yeah.
Because Carpenter had like the more serious aspect of it, and Craven gave some comedy to Kruger, like the way he walked, or like every
Oh,
he said,
yes.
he always had some kind of quip in there. But then you had Raimi with the Evil Dead, like the goofy like movements. So that's why I try to
Mhm.
incorporate like a weird looking movement and like a wobble or something, like ooh, screaming an act or something like that. Like, so I try to like mix them all together as much as I can.
Well, it's, I
That's all
mean,
good shit.
that's
Yeah.
that's what I think it is. It's a balance of many things that help inspire.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, just
Yeah.
squish it all together.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Well, no, it is. It's if we. I kind of think I misunderstood the question, so I'm gonna.
Oh, you want to? Yeah, sure, Craig, go for it.
I answered the question about me creatively towards trying to be a filmmaker and stuff. Like that.
Sure, you can answer it as whatever you want to answer it
But
as.
my character, though, is Mike's right. Like my character is 100%. Obviously, there's Michael Myers there, but my character really, the inspiration I take for how I move and perform with my Michael Myers is 100% Mr. Bean. Rowan Atkinson.
Yeah,
Ooh,
you
hey,
brought that
wow.
up last show. I think.
So if
That's
you
awesome.
think that now
a
and
good
you
one.
go back and watch my videos, just my mannerisms and what I do and how it is, it's 100%. 100% influenced by Rowan Atkinson. I think he is a brilliant physical comedian. It's just
Rowan
Yes.
Atkinson.
Yo,
He really is.
Yeah.
let me ask you
I
something,
agree with
Stabby.
that.
When are we getting a Stabby bunch
Underrated
on
big
here?
time.
The Stabby Bunch.
Yes.
That's what we need to do.
We can do another one.
Yeah.
Yes. Or everybody on the show.
Oh,
we're
yeah.
talking as
Yeah,
guests,
get
so-
everybody on the show at once.
Yeah, we should. Yeah, we'll do a reunion.
Yeah,
I just
reunion.
posted. I
That'd be
reposted
cool.
that video today.
You did that and the shark video today.
Yeah.
It's funny because my
But the
little
funny thing is,
godson-
though, is I did this inadvertently because it was quite an accident. Because, like I said, if you have an idea for content, odds are someone else did it. But that was what I did. My Stabby Time bunch is after I filmed it, I found people were telling me like it was one of the first Merkins videos was they did
Yes.
they did the exact same thing, right? But
They did.
they're different. They're different. Like you compare the two,
Yeah.
they're different in it, but it is so.
Well, I mean, it's a pretty obvious idea, I feel like. I love it.
Yeah.
And you can
I've
take
done it,
so many
like-
different takes on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I
You know?
actually did it because what reminded me of it was when I saw the Avengers did the Avengers bunch on
Yep.
the Tonight Show.
Oh,
Yeah, I remember that.
yes.
Gave me the idea, right?
Wow, I didn't even put 2 and 2 together, but yeah.
No, you just did.
I see it.
Congratulations.
That's awesome.
But yeah,
First try.
try and get them all together.
I want to.
I actually, we should try and get everyone from the Christmas show together.
I'll host it
Oh, yeah.
happily.
Right?
Dude,
'Cause
that'd be awesome.
that's like 15 people, right? Like,
As soon as I get a
Yeah.
new camera, I'm going to start participating more. This one I'm working with is a cheap ass Logitech, and I'm like not happy with it.
Look at my
funny
headphones.
thing
Yeah.
about the world's
$5
smaller.
Dollar General.
The world's smaller than you think, right? Because
Yeah.
for Stabby Time Bunch, the woman who plays Lori in the video, and she
Mhm.
also has. I met her on Instagram because she did Billy the Puppet from Jigsaw, right?
Yep.
Cosplay, right? So I reached out to her there, and she had the jigsaw stuff, and she does an amazing Pennywise, but it's too
Pennyworth.
much work for her to do that, right? And yeah, Pennyworth.
Yeah.
The,
Alfred.
I'm such a horror knowledge, I can't even pronounce them. But yeah, so she did my Lori, and when we were talking, and she also appeared a couple other videos for me, and I'm talking to her, and of course we're in pandemic lockdown. And I'm like, I'm scrolling through her feed, and I'm recognizing stuff, and I'm like, I don't mean to ask you a personal question because it's creepy in social media, but we had enough interaction, and it's obvious where I'm from. Like I have it in my profile. I don't hide where I'm from. And she goes, I've watched your videos, Greg. I'm convinced I live maybe 5 minutes from you. Right?
Nice.
Like she just, and I'm like, I've never, and I'm like, oh my God, if we could get together, it would be so awesome to do stuff because it would be kind of interesting for me to actually incorporate Lori into my stuff, right?
That would be great, man.
Yeah, right. Especially this little.
That would be.
Right, because I always wanted to do like with Michael tracking Lori on Find My iPhone, right? Right, and he's walking down the street, and then he gets to the house, and the dot jumps like 78 blocks because she's in a car. He's like,
I like that.
Say, don't give away all your ideas, man.
Yeah,
Gotta do it.
right. Well, someone's gonna do it, right? But yeah, so
Or a
I still
random
want to
nut.
try and get together with her for some content because she's so close to me, right?
Let's hope it works out
That'd be
then.
cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, let's shoot over to Mac real quick. Hi, Mac. He's still holding up over there.
Hi. Oh yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. Well,
There
I
he
mean,
is.
you do music. You're a musician, obviously.
Yeah.
Let's talk about where you draw your inspiration from musically.
Wow. So pretty much all these albums on the wall, that's how I grew up. So I started playing drums in 1985, and there just wasn't enough good radio music out there. So I started kind of digging back into the 50s. So I started listening to a lot of the old doo-wop, Elvis Presley, of course, Jesus, everybody from back then, you know.
Well, obviously you have some
Bill
that stand
Haley,
out to you, right?
Yeah, so I got started on Kiss, you know, in '77 when Destroyer came out.
Nice.
I was very young when that came out, and I remember bringing it home. So that Keith Moon was a big influence because of his fluidity of music. And then I got into jazz.
Nice.
Yeah,
Awesome.
so 1920s Irving Berlin type of stuff. I love that swing jazz type of feel, the 1-2s.
That's
and
classic, man.
it flows, and I incorporate that into punk rock now.
Punk rock.
I
Awesome.
love that.
I do. So,
And
I
that's-
mean,
Awesome.
That's a beautiful thing because the whole punk scene's a whole nother a fucking show altogether. Like where it
It
is,
Oh,
where it
yeah.
went to.
Yep, yep.
Like,
Yes.
I'll get music talking with you guys all night. That'll be a problem.
Oh yeah.
It's
Oh
a
yeah.
it's a very punk rock is a very raw style of music that you could pretty much throw anything at and it's gonna work. I
Yeah.
mean, we've seen it with Irish traditional music. We've seen it with country,
Yeah.
with the with Stray Cats and bands like that.
Ooh, Brian Setzer, man.
Yeah.
It's punk
love
rock is
Brian
like the
Setzer.
sponge of music. You throw anything at it, it's gonna absorb it.
Well, I'm gonna tell you
Yeah.
something. The way the
Oh.
genre's defined now, we went from like, I'm just gonna use Misfits for an example, The Clash, Ramones,
Yeah.
to Good Charlotte, and all this other crap. And I say crap because that's how I feel.
Get
That
me
ain't punk.
started.
That ain't punk. That's not punk. See, this
Oh
guy
my
sent me
gosh.
something the other day, and he's like, this is this punk band, and it's way too produced.
Yeah,
Like that's not punk.
punk's
Punk
not.
is not produced. You know,
I-
It's a
Mm-mm.
I
very
read somewhere
raw
that
recording.
Billy Idol was before he became caught on. I guess he was like super big in the punk underground scene.
Yeah.
he was.
Yeah, he
Generation
was.
X.
And when
Yep.
he caught on, and I love Billy Idol for the record,
Oh yeah.
he lost his fan base that got him there because it
Yeah.
became too produced, too
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
but he got success out of it, so he was fine. But
Oh.
speaking of evolution of music, Mac, have you watched the Kiss documentary, called Kiss Story? Part
I
one
have
and two?
not because I'm I'm pretty team Ace Frehley and Peter Chris, so I don't give a shit about what anybody else says.
Yeah, they refuse
Good
to
man.
participate
Yeah,
in this
boy.
documentary. But no,
Like,
the
and number
interesting
one,
part
I
about it-
hate Gene Simmons. I cannot
Yes,
stand
thank
the guy.
you.
Fucking such a
the interesting
big
thing
mouth.
about it, though,
Disclaimer.
he talks. They talk about like their heyday, right, in the late 70s,
Yeah.
and then when the hair bands came in, the hair
Yeah.
metal and stuff, and
Oh,
and they Kiss was losing it, right? That's why they had the gimmick.
Yeah.
Took out their taking off their makeup is what kept them going for a little bit, right? But they were like, they were trying to compete with the new evolution of music, and it just wasn't working for them. And that's when they went back to it was a reunion
Makeup on
concert.
and- yeah.
It was a reunion concert with Ace Frehley and Peter Chris, which like skyrocketed them through the
yeah, I
stratosphere. Why they're still touring.
I went to
today,
that
right?
concert. You know, the farewell tour back in
Yeah.
1980.
And then it became farewell tour became the reunion tour, right?
Yeah.
It was like,
And then
yeah.
the
Then the
no
farewell
shit,
tour again.
really, we're going to give it up this time tour. And then, you know.
Well,
we
this
might do
documentary
one more.
was made, and it's recently, like made within like last year, is because they're promoting their final farewell.
Of course.
You can say what you want
Again.
to say about
Awesome.
Kiss. You were like Gene Simmons. You can say what you want to say about him. You're like, man, but the guy's American.
He is. And I mean, at the end of the day, the guy writes fucking great hooks. He writes good songs. I mean, you can sit there and read
Yeah.
the lyrics of Plaster Caster and say, well, he's breaking fucking ground here. But I mean,
Can I?
the musical influence Kiss had on rock and roll was phenomenal. And if it wasn't for them, if it wasn't for these four guys that came out of New York in 1973, you wouldn't have had the 80s with the hair bands and all the rest of the
That's
stuff.
true.
They were
That's
the
true.
predecessors.
You
to
wouldn't have no Twisted
I'll give
Sister or
them
anything like
that.
that. No.
But can I say that anytime I think about Kiss, I'm like, yeah, Kiss is, yeah, they're all right. And then I remember their disco, and then
Oh,
I get
Oh my
so
God, yeah.
angry, and then
That
I'm
killed
done.
them,
It's
yeah.
out the door. I
Or,
can't do it.
yeah.
I can't do it. But it's the
The
first thing that
disco.
comes to mind every time, and I'm like, no.
The
Yeah, I
disco
was
No.
one
made
is
for
funny,
loving you.
right?
I was made
Yeah.
for loving you. It's
Yes.
That was
really,
funny, though, because
dynasty.
there's a worse one.
Yes.
They spend a lot of time talking about this in this
I
documentary,
get so
Music
right?
of the
angry.
elders.
It
I
hate
get
their
so
fans.
angry.
The hardcore fans hated them. They actually disliked the song, right?
Yeah.
And but it's
I don't.
their biggest.
They
hit
did it,
they've ever
though.
had, right?
No.
It is. It's sad.
Such a
Once again,
slap in the face.
circles back to what we talked about earlier. Like you
Exactly.
don't know what people
Yeah.
are going to gravitate.
It's what you hate that winds up getting you there.
Yeah.
Isn't that
That's
the
such
damn
a
truth?
huge turn, though,
True.
from metal to disco. It's such a huge turn. I can't. I'll never forgive
I
them.
love Dynasty. I still stand by it today. I think it gave us 2000 Man, right? Hard
Mhm.
Times is a good song. I don't care what
Yeah.
anybody says. I Was Made for Loving You is a brilliant song.
But I
And
think
it's musically well put together. I'm not saying the lyrics are, like I said, it's a Kiss song.
Mm.
yeah. the
Lyrics
thing
are
is, though, like Kiss, we're still talking about Kiss.
Well, right now, yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Totally.
Right,
I don't care who you are, the new generation.
And now
like,
Gene Simmons is going to want $50 from each of us.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
exactly.
sucks
right?
it.
But at least they had more in the history of their
Mm.
career, right? Of Kiss, from when they started, they've had more failures than success, but at least they have like this. I really don't know much about Chris. I remember my sister.
I don't think any of us do. It's fine.
Kiss, right? But when you watch this and they lay out their albums and their tours and everything in this whole 8-hour documentary, like they had more failures than success, right? Like
That's the way it always is.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right?
look at Queen.
Yeah.
Oh
You
man.
know, I mean, they had very limited successful albums, but a majorly successful band. You
But
know?
it's funny when you talk
Yeah.
about success. Though. So I'm going to use a sporting analogy here because I'm a baseball guy, right? Like a good baseball player, like it bats like in the, let's say the mid 300s, right?
Mhm.
That still means he's getting out like 6.5 times
Yeah,
out of 10, right?
that's a good analogy.
Right? But
I
Yeah.
can get down with that.
yeah.
Nope. Makes sense.
Oh, let's check on the chat real quick. How you guys doing in chat? You guys are still here, man. We've been almost 2 hours now, guys. Look at that.
Damn, boy.
See a
Time
bunch of big red
flies.
fingers in chat.
I've been looking forward to this all day. I had to work a 10-hour day, and I was like, man, I just want to come home and kick it for a while. Let's do this. So right after work, this is what we do.
Woohoo.
Me too, man. I got this whole thing. So I actually learned computer shit for this.
Let's give a shout out to Mac for that.
Yeah, boy.
I evolved a little
Good
bit.
So
job.
Max.
We'll get you and Stabby caught up here with all the technology.
Yeah, you missed that, Rochelle. You missed that in the early pre-show. Right? I couldn't get my logo on the back there was showing up
Oh man.
mirrored. It was
Right.
backward.
Backwards.
Yeah.
That
And I
was
kept,
awesome.
I would disconnect, come in, turn it on. It was still not working. It's to a point where I asked him, I said, "You guys just fucking with me, aren't you?" Like, it's right. You told me
Be
it's
right
not.
back.
I recorded it, so there is video.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'll
I'll
watch
get
that later.
I'll have to edit that in
I'll
here.
watch the struggle. Yes.
The struggle.
Struggle. I'm like, son of a bitch.
Guys, this is why I love live streams. Like,
Anything goes.
I love
I
doing
look
it
like I'm in
live.
a padded cell. All white.
I thought that's
I
where you
love
were.
it. I'm just waiting for some monster to come out of that closet, though. It's just all walls and then closet.
You should do that. Have your brother. Like, next time you're on this, like
Yes.
halfway through it, have your brother come out in
Yeah.
a Jason costume. Just
Yeah.
stand there.
Oh, that'd be great.
I will.
I welcome more people on here. I'm just saying. We
Oh,
get
he'll
you-
come on.
Awesome, yeah, we'll get you guys on. Why not?
Oh, okay, cool.
We'll have to get the Merkins guys on here too.
I would love
Oh,
to
yeah.
kick it.
They're-
I
they're
watch
hilarious.
watch Roy religiously on these live streams. Let me tell you, he's
I
fucking
don't know
great.
how he does it. I
Like-
don't know how he does it.
I
They are
participated
awesome.
in one of those where the guy was doing Leatherface was gonna eat some kind of like hot peanut thing, and I'm like, I will put $10 on that. But
oh, it's brilliant.
they're great. Like, I love what they're doing. I love the
Mhm.
Freddy File stuff. Like, that's fantastic.
Oh yeah, he's amazing.
I gotta say, their
that's
video
awesome.
they made of, and I think it's a fairly new one. It's hard to tell. They recycle their videos like I do too.
Yeah, yeah, they do.
I do too. I'm guilty of it.
We all do it.
Like-
It's fine.
This video here, I loved it so much that I was so angry because I didn't think of it. But it's
I
so
know.
brilliant. It was the wife. No, it wasn't. It was just Freddie hitting a golf ball, doing the Happy Gilmore golf ball. Right? And you see
Oh,
it flying through the air, right? through different
Yes.
stuff, and then all of a sudden it hits Jason in the head in the lake, and Jason.
It was beautiful.
Awesome.
Yeah.
The Rocky stuff?
Yes, I love the Rocky.
I'm like,
Well,
these
the
guys
new
are
one-
just great.
The one they
That's
made
so
why
good.
Jason and Freddie hate each other wasn't. Freddie comes into his house with his coffee in the morning. Jason's a paper boy.
Yes,
Oh, Jesus.
that was really good.
That's awesome.
The Thursday the 12th.
Yeah,
that
Thursday
was
the
a good
12th.
one. Yes, that was a really good one. I really like that because that's in my neck of the woods. So, and every time they show a video, I'm like, I know where that is. I know where that is. I go hiking there. Like, it's so great.
I was just watching a horror movie last night that a local director apparently put out that I wasn't aware of. Watch the special. I'm going to say that. It's a great movie. But I'm like, I know that place. I know that place.
Yes! I love that.
I'm like, I think I used to live there.
See, you
Yeah,
don't get
both
any of that
awesome.
living in Indianapolis. Nobody
No.
ever comes through here. This place-
Aw.
You guys don't get
Even here in New
anything?
Hampshire, they get
No.
nothing.
Nobody getting
Wow. Both you guys.
It's Indianapolis.
Aw.
Who the hell wants to be here?
Well, if
I
you're
go out
there,
and talk to trees.
I
You
mean,
know, one of
I
the
like it.
biggest continuity mistakes. You know, Hollywood does this because Canada here, we double for a lot of U.S. cities because it's cheaper to
Mhm.
film here in Canada.
Yeah.
than
I've heard that
in the States,
before.
Right, we have awesome, which is why I'm happy I have a Canadian writer working with me because we have so many grants, like film
Yeah.
tax credits, where you will they'll give you back. Like if $3 million of your budget is housing your people here, you'll get 3 million back from the government because
Oh, yeah.
you brought revenue into the community. Because if you stay at a hotel, they're buying services and jobs and all stuff. Like our film tax credits are fantastic, but
That's
we double
awesome.
we double for other places. And one of it was there was a Steven Seagal movie, the Gingerbread Man. I don't know if you guys are Steven Seagal fans, right? Anyways, it takes
Oh,
place in
yeah.
Chicago,
I mean,
right? It takes place
Anybody see Richie?
in Chicago, and
it's always
they're
Richie.
driving through the
It's so
city,
good.
and
Yeah.
you can clearly see, and they
Bobby
didn't
Lupo?
care. You could clearly see if anyone here. Do you guys know what Skydome is? The Toronto Blue Jays, where they play in
Yes.
Ontario.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, the Sky Dome. Yeah.
A
Yes.
big stadium, yeah, with a tower called CN Tower. And the cars, their exterior shot shows the car driving past us, and there's a sign that says "Welcome to Toronto. The Blue Jays are here tonight." Right? It's like you didn't care.
They
but
didn't
it's
care.
Steven-
Aw.
But the lighthouse.
That's so Steven
anybody
Seagal,
watched,
though.
if anybody watched the movie The Lighthouse, have you seen the horror movie The Lighthouse?
I don't think I
No.
have.
I've heard of it,
I
never
haven't.
seen it.
I've heard of
Is
it.
the one with is that
Yeah.
the one with Harry Potter or no the vampire kid?
Yeah, Patterson. Yeah.
Yeah.
The black and white in the lighthouse keepers back then. Anyways, that's
Yeah, and the Green Goblins in it.
yeah.
Green Goblin.
They filmed that maybe 30 minutes from my house, right? So
Oh, that's good.
we get some stuff here, right? So
I'll say this town definitely has seen some things, but nobody will ever know.
It's a secret.
Buried.
Secret Japanese dojo in Tijuana. Figure that out.
I like the sushi though.
Dojo.
The best taco sushi I've ever made, let me tell you.
let's segue here into a question here. There's a question in the chat there. But,
Oh, wait, we still have
Yay!
people in the chat? Hi, guys.
Wow.
Still up.
Thanks for hanging on.
Dedication. I
you
love it.
could have one horror director, dead and alive, in charge of bringing horror back to its heyday. Who would you choose?
Oh,
Oh.
Craig, I'm going to let you host this segment.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Here-
I'm gonna host this segment.
Here's your chance.
Here's my chance to be you. Oh.
That's how that works.
on.
We're going to switch identities at the end of the
I gotta
show.
take my pants off first to be you.
Well, why are you
That's
even
hot.
wearing them? That's what I'm
That's
saying.
not- You're not supposed to be wearing
I'm not
pants.
wearing pants. There's my leg.
Now you gotta
I'm
hang
not
upside down so we can see.
All right, Mike.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
well,
go to you, Mike. Dead or alive?
all right.
Which horror director of any era, if you could bring, do you think if they're dead, if we could reanimate them, and make them save horror, who would you choose?
I'd say Hitchcock.
I knew you were going to say that.
Wes Craven second though. I'd go with Craven too.
Yes.
I don't think Hitchcock would go over now.
Mm-mm.
Like
Hitchcock-
he was exclusive to his time, but if you put a
Yeah.
Hitchcock movie
Well,
out
it's
now,
It's interesting. I'm a big
but
Hitchcock
I'm
fan.
not sure that.
No, but I'm a huge
Yeah.
Hitchcock fan, and I was obsessed. I owned all his videos on VHS and then DVD.
Well,
Psycho would stand today. If Psycho was
Yeah.
released for the very
mean, it
first
still
time as
does.
I
original,
agree with that.
but if
no.
it was
Oh,
released
Psycho.
today, it would stand and it would be as successful. Probably more successful now because of the economy and marketing and stuff like this, right?
Mhm.
But he only really has out of his I think he made 88 films. He's only has really a couple of them that I think would stand, right?
Psycho,
but
the
his
birds maybe. I don't know about the birds. so much.
birds, I think the birds would stand today.
That'd be
I
a-
really
yeah,
do.
it'd be like a
I really
50-50.
do, right?
It would be a sci-fi original.
Yeah. Exactly, right? So he's an interesting, right? Like you bring him back for Psycho. I still think if it was released, even if every single movie made today was to the history of horror right now was still made, but Hitchcock made Psycho today and released it today, I think it would
No.
still 100% be mind blowing, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, Hitchcock, Mac,
Um,
gotta save us, man. Horror.
I throw us off the bridge.
You know, it's really hard to say. Like I said, I think back through the years and anybody releasing what had already been done today, I don't think it's going to stand. Horror is kind of, I agree with you, it's lost its way. So, and that comes from, us being there. And the fact that we're running over the same old ground, doing remake after remake and revisitation, and 30 years later, we're going to pick up on this story and we're going to erase all this shit or whatever. Like, I don't know if anybody could save it. It's going to have to take a new generation with a new thought process and a new story and a new idea. It's not going to be us. There you go. There you go. There you go. Save us, Stabby. You're only hope.
Yep. Massacre's going to save the world.
That's right.
It's going
to save the horror genre by killing everybody.
Yes.
Garbage. Who's gonna save it?
I don't know about directors, but I will say that the one thing that needs to come back in horror movies is the dark humor and satire.
Yeah.
There's just not enough anymore. There's no humor. They're always so serious.
Why are they so
I don't
serious?
Yeah, why so serious? Bring back the one-liners, creative kills, and dark humor. Just do it.
Yeah, like it's not any fun.
Yeah, no, it's not
it's missing
anymore.
all the fun to it.
I mean, and I would say Craven, but even he in his later films lost the humor. And I just remember being like, wait, what happened to the jokes? What happened to the what happened? What happened to the one-liners?
And everything were gone. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Freddy Krueger is known to be, he's his own thing because of his quirky attitude and his one. Is this.
I would argue that Craven lost his way, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because, like, even the success of Nightmare on Elm Street and all this stuff, that was no Hills Have Eyes. Hills Have Eyes, right? For its day. Right.
Yeah.
You rewatch it now, it doesn't really stand the test of time, in my opinion. We watch it now, but back in the day, we're going with like raw.
Yeah.
It was raw. It was like the subject matter of it, right? Was traumatizing. It was a traumatizing experience to watch.
Yeah.
Right? But it's like anyone else. It's like But the problem becomes too is that these people, you get success, and then success becomes a problem because there's too many influences coming through you. And I think my pick would be, Toby Hooper, right?
I thought about that,
and I pick him because of what he did with Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I found he lost his way once studios came in, right? But even like Poltergeist was a great movie. Like Poltergeist.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Who doesn't love that movie?
I did forget about that. Yeah.
But I think he also was he was self-made. Let's not get it self-made. Like what he put together to pull the Texas Chainsaw Massacre off was unbelievable for the budget at the time and anything, right? Like it was made for peanuts, right? And so he would be my pick. I like him with the ability to make a horror movie today without any outside influence to his story. It's like I said, like I could say with the John Carpenters and the Wes Craven.
I could get behind Hooper.
Yeah,
I could get behind that.
Yeah,
and I mean, but you would have to catch him back when he was still hungry for it.
Exactly.
So,
and that becomes the problem.
Here's a guy who could pretty much take a cell phone at this. If you got a young Hooper now, and he got a cell phone, he'd go out there and shoot a movie, and you'd eat it up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally.
He just knew how to do it.
Yeah, but Sam Raimi, like young Sam Raimi's the same way.
I think the old Sam Raimi's is still that way.
I mean, he's got my vote.
Raimi.
I'm going with Raimi. Definitely, he's my pick.
Yeah.
Oh, let's just have him make all the horror movies.
I gotta say, Raimi.
He still has the humor.
Sam Raimi does make me really curious about Doctor Strange. Because he's directing the second Doctor Strange movie.
There's only one doctor we care about here.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
Dr. Love. Oh.
Looking good.
I mean,
Dr. Love.
baby, I got what reanimates you right here.
Well, someone
Yeah.
else has a question for the panel.
$20 for a question, guys. Don't you know the rules here? Let me look. What do we got?
Another question. What is it?
Who'd they tag? Nobody?
It's Hortica.
Do you think Ed Gein inadvertently influenced Tar? Not just Psycho, but TCM, Halloween, etc.
He
Wow.
influenced all of them.
I'm gonna go. Hold on. Let me get on that a minute. Like, I don't think it's just him. He's definitely like influenced an idea and was more mainstream of the cannibalistic aspects of and horrific things you do with people's bodies. You know what I mean?
But didn't he
But-
influence more than anybody else? Like he's behind a
But
lot
who-
of them.
Who influenced him? Is it quantity over quality? That's what I'm wondering.
No, but he's probably
Yeah.
the most horror filmmakers tend to go to him for some reason.
They do.
Right? Because
I
it
can
goes,
see that.
Right, it goes to the Psychos. It goes
Mhm.
to Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It goes to Silence of the
Silence of the Lambs,
Lambs. It
yep.
goes to. But is it him? I don't think it's him as a person. It's the thought of what this man was capable of doing,
His action.
and
Sorry,
it
that wig's
seemed
gotta
so
go.
normal to him. That's the thing about him,
Mhm.
right? Like, it seemed normal
Yeah.
to him. He really didn't come across as the psychopathic, like, slasher out there just
No.
ripping people's faces off.
He's
and
just a
making
quiet
legs
little
out
guy
of them.
doing his thing.
Yeah.
Taking a couch out of him.
Yeah, right.
Like,
And-
where's
but-
the
and
couch?
didn't
Where's
didn't
the
he,
couch
though-
now?
correct me was the history of here though, but didn't he mostly just dig up dead people? Did he actually?
No, he made.
He murdered a
things.
couple,
There was a
right?
lampshade. There was a.
Yeah, but he was making
Yeah.
a lot. Most of them out
Couch.
of already, like he was robbing graves more than he was actually.
There was a prom
murdering.
I think
dress.
he
There
murdered,
was.
like 2 or 3 women, and that was it. Then he dug up everybody.
There was a Star Wars Episode 1.
Yeah, he made all that. Like,
Fucking asshole.
he's the reason we have
He made Rob
Legos.
Zombie's Halloween.
Oh no!
There it is.
There was something said in the
Aw.
comment that means nothing to this, but a Peeping Tom. Yes, yeah, no, it is right. The movie Peeping Tom. You guys seen that, right? Like,
Yeah.
I've never seen that.
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I might. Never mind.
I've seen a Peeping Tom, but probably
Like-
not.
Yeah,
Yeah,
from
I
the
mean-
70s, right? He's a
I had a hobby back in the day. Whatever.
filmmaker, and he would secretly
That was you.
film
Dang
people.
it.
I got them Polaroids. What's
This
up?
is before GoPro.
Oh,
I know,
shit.
I know, I know the concept of a peeping tom has been utilized throughout horror cinema.
Right.
But back to something we talked about earlier when I said I can get behind a remake if the original movie was a good concept, but just
Yes.
poorly executed.
Yeah.
Peeping Tom would be my pick. I think if someone
Ooh.
came to me and said, "Craig, remake a movie," I think I would remake Peeping Tom. So if you haven't watched it, go watch it.
I want to make a comment about remakes. So
Sure.
have you guys seen the Garbage Pail Kid movie?
Oh yeah.
Have any of you
A
seen
million
it?
times.
Okay.
Tell me.
Did
the
you
rest.
did
Toes.
you know that was originally supposed to be a horror movie?
Yes.
And
I
then
heard that.
because they didn't have funding, they changed it. So they made it a kids movie. Yeah. But I would absolutely
You could
love to
100%
see
get
it
that.
be remade
Oh yeah.
as a horror movie like it was
Oh, that would
originally
kick ass.
supposed to be. I would, yeah, that would
That
be
was
the
something
best.
Cover,
Awesome.
the cover
You're
did
on to
that.
something there.
I'd love
though.
that.
You're
Really?
on to something.
I would
'Cause we
love that.
talked about this.
Yes.
We talked about this last time we were all together because I have a theory that if you were to make Scooby Doo as a straight up horror movie,
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
no, but I think you're onto
yes.
something about the
That would
Garbage
work.
Pail Kids too.
yeah,
100%.
I would love to
Straight
see
up
that
horror,
happen.
It would be fantastic.
Yeah,
That'd be sick.
it would be beautiful.
Now that I think about it, they did look like horror characters. the way they were.
Well, it's because
Yeah.
the costumes were made first before they even
Yeah.
like came down with the whole story,
Right.
and so
Mhm.
they were ready for it to be a horror movie, and that's why the characters were so freaking scary looking. And they even
Wow.
they had animatronics in them too, and because they lost funding, they they couldn't even make them
Oh, they had
animated.
to ditch that, huh?
So
Oh, wow.
it made it even worse.
Holy shit.
It's sad. It's sad what happened to it. It could have been really good.
Yeah. Unbelievable. I'm glad I
Yeah.
found that out like all these years later.
But it's
I'm like,
funny
wow.
though.
You're welcome.
Thank
You
you.
know, I
I
wanna
love
say-
it.
The more you
when we
know,
go
guys.
when we go
Yeah.
back to
Yes.
talking
Yeah,
about,
that's right.
but when we go back to talking about saving horror, I wonder if that's the thing the studios are missing out on. Taking these concepts that are kind of creepy anyway. Garbage
Yeah.
Pail Kids are creepy regardless.
They're
Right?
they're
Regardless.
terrifying.
Like that's a market. That's those of remakes that I could get behind. Let's go there. Like, they're kind of
Yeah.
going there now. Like I'm hoping that we hit a pendulum swinging with what they did with Fear Street. Whether you like
Oh,
them
that
or
was
not,
Yes.
whatever
I
you
like
like,
Fear
yeah,
Street.
whether you liked them or not, I enjoyed them. I thought, not all of them were equal, but they
Yeah.
took kids' stories. That's
Yeah.
what Goosebumps were. They were like scary stories for preteens,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And
Yep.
turned it into
Well,
straight up
Fear
horror
Street
movies.
was preteens and Goosebumps were for elementary.
Yeah. So they took that and made it a straight up horror, right? It was still
Mhm.
campy and stuff like this, but it worked. And
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
a huge success to a point where, they're looking at doing more, but the director now wants to create like his slasher universe with the characters that the slashers they were made this and start having what he calls the Marbles version of horror characters of taking them. And I don't know how I feel about that, but
Mm.
it's
I
pendulum
heard
swung.
Dead by Daylight's what I just heard.
Right.
So it
Yeah.
worked. It showed it works. So
Yep.
there I can get behind. Let's go back. Let's destroy childhoods. Why not? Why
Well-
not?
Yes.
Why not? What?
Kick their ass.
On that
was-
note, Grimm's fairy tales. That's all I'm saying. Like,
Oh yeah.
think about this stuff, man. Like, and all
Oh,
these nursery
yes.
rhymes are based on like real life horrific stuff. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah, sure.
That's how it started, man.
You can take like
Count on the
Yes.
Germans to scare the shit out of everybody.
because
Several
the
times
beautiful
over.
thing-
Absolutely. Oh
the
my
beautiful thing
gosh.
about what they did with Fear Street was it's a clever concept because what you're doing is you're bringing a new generation into the story with a new take on the story, but everybody who grew up on Fear Street watched it. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
They watched it.
I never
Yeah.
heard of it until then, personally.
Oh no, see, right? Like I grew up on the Goosebumps stuff, right? So,
I remember
Yeah.
the Goosebumps show.
but yeah, like he has thousands of stories to pull from,
Yeah.
right? So
R.L. Stein also wrote he started the Garbage Pail Kids series of books.
Yeah.
They're not scary
wow.
though. I was disappointed. They're not scary.
that's something. Why not? Let's go through and take these characters that were still pretty terrifying to us in a fun way when we were young.
Yeah.
I want to see a horrific
Yeah.
take on My Pet Monster.
Yes.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Ooh.
Wouldn't that be like a real life horror movie? Like,
Yes.
Dude, that'd be awesome. Yes.
Oh, I
Maybe even
love
throw
that.
glowworm in there.
oh, Glowworm. Make a Smurf reference where he starts eating Smurfs or something.
Right.
See,
Whatever.
They're somewhat doing it now, right? With the Riverdale. series
Oh,
that was
yeah,
out, right?
yeah.
Oh,
They
yeah.
made that darker,
Oh.
darker, whether you liked it or not. They made it darker.
Didn't they do that with
I
Sabrina
actually-
too?
Yes.
Yeah, but I
Maybe.
liked. See,
I haven't
I
seen any
like
of it.
that. I like that they made that dark, but I grew up on Archie comics. I was so
But
disappointed.
no, but
I was like, it's so dramatic.
yeah, and they have like I actually enjoyed. I actually watched the first 3 seasons of Riverdale, and then I found it lost its way. but no, they did that. It's like there's a Nancy Drew series out, and like it's darker and
Really?
Yep.
Like, I would like,
Nancy
yeah.
even
I
the
didn't
Hardy
know
Boys.
that,
I
but I
grew up
would
on
like
the Hardy
that.
Boys. Like Hardy
I remember
Boys.
the Hardy
Oh,
Boys.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
they could
I don't remember
What,
Nancy
what about
Drew.
Encyclopedia
Do
Brown?
some-
You know
I
what?
remember
No,
Encyclopedia Brown.
you're not kidding though. Why has that not come back?
I'm serious. Like, that was
Yeah.
my shit.
What
Like,
about Hysteria, man? Remember Hysteria?
oh, God.
Oh
It was like
yeah.
a flash in the pan next to Animaniac.
No shit.
That's what Mr. Rogers' a horror movie.
Oh, man.
It's like a
That's
kid's
sacred,
movie.
though. That's the sacred
Yeah.
stuff. It's like you
Yeah.
don't fuck with Mr. Rogers, you know. That's one rule. Welcome to my neighborhood,
A horror
children.
movie about Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
Good old Fred.
Hello,
Did
neighbor.
did anybody
He
see
takes
the
off his shoe and stabs you.
episode of Creep
I
Show
was just gonna bring
where
that up.
they did the
That was
Bob
brilliant.
Ross?
That was
Yeah.
So good.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, it was so good. I was so
That
happy.
was brilliant. It was brilliant. You know,
Bob Ross.
Bob
I've seen
Ross
that one.
versus Evil Dead.
I actually wasn't a fan of Creep
It
Show
was so
season 1. Right? There was
Yeah.
like one episode that was really good. The rest are crap.
yeah,
And
yeah.
then that segment
Yes.
was
It was
brilliant.
beautiful.
And it was so fun because when he had who's it, Ted Raimi? That's
Yes,
yeah.
Ted
He was there. I
Raimi.
was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Then they had the next reading of the book. And I'm like,
Yes.
oh my god, they're going for it.
It
I'm
was
like, they're going
beautiful.
for it. And then Bob Ross, right? It was unbelievable. It was brilliant. It was
absolutely,
the most
yeah.
brilliant thing.
Oh, we got
Yeah,
another
that was
member
one
in
of the
chat.
most magical things. Yeah.
I'm gonna shout out this guy real quick. Kaiju Kitty. Am I? Yeah. Hey, what's up, Kitty? Welcome.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up?
Yeah, we're just killing
Kitty,
time
kitty,
and
kitty.
hanging out. You know.
What up,
I
kitty?
I am now Dr. Pants, by the way.
What's up, kitty?
We've moved up from a ninja to a doctor.
Oh yeah.
By the end of the show, I'll be completely naked. It'll be wonderful.
Okay.
I don't know. On my OnlyFans, you have to pay $20 for that.
Not anymore.
Yo, if there was a
Save
Dr.
nudes.
West freaking, I'm telling you, that would sell.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Probably
would.
is.
it's scary.
Sadly.
It's scary.
Every woman loves a sociopath.
Apparently. Just ask my exes. I'm kidding.
Every time
That's
I say that, I have
terrible.
a pretty face, they take off.
They're buried in my basement. Don't
They're-
worry about it.
Don't worry about it. I'm a chef. You want some chili?
Nice. Yeah, as soon as I tell them they have a pretty face, they leave.
No.
As soon as I walk up, they leave.
Well, Mike, to be
No.
fair,
Yeah,
Mike,
yeah, okay.
to be fair, Mike, you have quite a few pretty faces sitting there in the closet.
Yeah, I'll give you
Is it
that.
pretty
Yeah,
enough
I
for
do.
you?
So how's everybody holding up here? We all right? Everyone good?
I'm gonna have to
Hell
pack
yeah.
her in
Hold 'em.
because
Yeah.
it's in my time zone, which everyone says is Atlantic time, which people think it's a made up time zone.
Sure.
It is
Aw.
Atlantic time.
12:30 a.m., which is
Damn, boy.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're an hour ahead of me.
It's
Yeah.
like an hour.
We're all right.
Yeah.
30 minutes late.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, how about you? The rest of you guys want to hang out a minute, or you want to go too? What's going on?
I'm gonna die.
I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
a
good.
more comfortable chair.
Once
this
Stabby leaves, everyone goes. That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's what I was
No,
figuring.
I'm gonna go as Stabby, but
Yeah.
it's not because I'm not enjoying it. It's just because I'm gonna die over here.
I'm with you. This is way past my bedtime. So I was going to propose that everybody do a last minute shout out. We wrap this up. That cool with everybody?
right.
Sounds good.
All right. All right.
This lady's ready.
Yeah. Well, Queen, you're first. Let's give you the mic.
Okay.
Anything you want to shout out before we go?
I don't really.
Okay,
No.
cool. Go check her
Thanks
out
for
on Twitter.
watching. Yeah. Check
Seriously,
me out on
she is
Twitter, on
amazing.
YouTube.
Her
And
there-
content is amazing. I love her content.
And there are
you.
there are links to all our guest stuff underneath in the description. I will edit the flyer so it reflects the Garbage Pail Queen was here at some point. And Meeker,
Yay.
I'm gonna yell at
There we
Meeker
go.
later. Shoot over to Stabby quick.
He's
Want to
up
give a
quick.
shout out quick?
Watch my GoFundMe. I need $3 million apparently,
There you go. Perfect.
Yes.
Boom.
and 1 million of that is going to Garbage Pail so she can come get killed.
All right. All
Check
right.
out my OnlyFans. I'm gonna eat stuff.
Yay. This is
I'm
a
gonna
great
kill stuff
show.
on mine.
Top 10 show right here, YouTube. Promote us. Let's shoot over to Mike real quick. Mike, give your shout out, brother.
Follow me on Twitter under Scrapper82, and I'm the best damn Leatherface on the internet.
Perfect.
Yeah,
There it
boy.
is. And buy some pictures, guys.
And buy some pictures. There we
Bye.
go.
There it is.
Mike's in my movie, so I need you to buy about 300,000 of them.
We need
Yes.
$3 million. That's our goal,
there we go.
guys.
I played the Powerball too, see if I got lucky.
All right. Well, let's shoot over at Mac. Hey, you want to do your shout outs, brother?
Yeah. Be sure to check out the Halloween verse and Legacy Tales. The whole role playing community on Twitter. Just them.
There's a lot
Go
of them,
check 'em out.
guys.
Yeah, there is a lot of them.
But the most important, you
Keep
should follow
going all the time.
Kill FM. He'll,
Yes.
he'll,
Yeah.
Kill him.
Follow me too.
He'll lead you to where they're at.
I will.
So I'm
I'll
gonna.
make the rounds.
I'm gonna make a personal request before we go here.
Yeah. What's up?
Mac, you need to talk to Garbage Pail because you need to do a Kill FM intro in the style you do for a radio thing. Plug in her Betty video.
Yes, Bloody
Oh,
Betty.
yeah.
All right.
Get the link from
Fantastic.
her. Get the
Okay.
link from her.
And this is
Awesome.
how you network,
Send
people.
it to me.
Right.
Hell
That's it.
yeah.
Send it to me, baby. Uh-huh.
Do it. Yeah.
Well, all right, guys and gals. Thank you all for coming. Thank you to the chat. Thank you guys who are watching this on replay. If you make it this far,
Yeah.
congratulations. You're further than
You
I'd
did
ever
it.
be.
Tune in
Level
next
up.
week.
Yeah. Oh, let me do that real quick. I do have an interview tomorrow at, I believe, 7 p.m. with Death Curse Pod. That's
Big
gonna be
Boy.
that's gonna be
Oh,
fun. I got to chat with this guy just a few times in the threads. Love the memes, and we're gonna have a good time tomorrow. Last Sunday of the month I have Purgatory, and it looks like next Saturday we're doing something too. So stay tuned to the Twitters, the YouTubes, and all that good stuff. Follow these guys. Links
Hell
are
yeah.
underneath. Everybody say good night.
Good
Good
night,
night.
Gracie.
Good night.